chat isn't working on my thing. Let's see, docs, chat, reopen that. Okay, now it looks like it's working. Let me refresh over here because it doesn't look like I'm live yet, but I'm supposed to be. Oh, okay, cool. I am live. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, well, let's get rid of this and go back to here. Yeah. There's the countdown down there. Hello, I'm Will Forge, and today we will be watching a video about what's coming new to Forge with Season 5. At the moment, I'm just going to be flying around because we've got 4 minutes and 10 seconds left before the video actually starts, and before they go live, so I'm going to go ahead and just... this is an old version of the map. I'm just deleting the... and I saved it off separate so I could just delete the scripts, so that if Season 5 causes any bugs for this map, and makes it to where it's like unplayable or something like that, the scripts will not be the cause of it for sure. So hopefully, let me see if I create a new one. Will it create a new one? Yep. Okay, so there are no other script brains on the map. That's a good way to test it, by the way. If you don't know for sure if you have any other script brains on the map, you can just place one, or you can enter your script thing, and then it'll immediately, oh man, I just realized I'm sitting here playing through the speakers. They're probably doubling up on the audio for my, for the actual music of this little thing. There we go, that's how I normally do it. Okay, so the point is that, yeah, I'm gonna save this version. This is just a backup version for Season 5. Also, I finally named the thing, and I released it, and then we're gonna go and take a look at other maps while we're waiting. We got 3 minutes left, so that should be enough time to take a look at a couple of maps. Oh, this video is probably very loud for you guys. I'm gonna put it like there. Let me know if it's too loud. Let's see, just to verify. Yeah, it looks like my stream is fully live. Good. Alright, cool. Botrix is finally joining the channel, which is good, because who knows what's going on. What? I thought I hit... Let's see, we're gonna go to my files. Which one did I... Alright, right. I was gonna show you guys about this map, which I had started. It's another one I started but haven't finished, obviously. I just started it recently, I just threw it together. It's not a lot of work in it yet. When that goes live, we're all gonna be ready to go. Let's see. I did tweet it out in my channel, but everyone's probably watching the video themselves. There we go. So this one's an interesting one I'm working on. The idea was I actually played around. Let me see if I still have it open. Let me see. Do I have Blender open? Let's open Steam and just open the Blender file then in the background. So what I did was I went into Blender and I had this idea. I had this thought. What if I made a pirate ship map, like a wrecked, ruined... What is going on? My computer's not responding to anything. Here we go. It's back. Okay, let's see. Utility. Actually, wait, did I not? I know I saved it off. How is it not in recent? Maybe I saved it off as untitled. Here we go. Let's see. Yep, that's it. So I took the 3D model file, right? I went in, I got Prisoner. Well, this is Prisoner original from Halo 1. And then I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to go ahead and get the Prisoner from Halo Reach because it was higher quality. And I decided, ooh, that's the alarm for my wife to... Just a second. Hey, your alarm's going off. Alright. Ooh, 7 seconds. Okay, well. We will pause discussing this map for just a moment while this thing goes full screen on my main monitor. Here we go. Oh, don't pause that. Okay, so this is just the announcement video again. We close that. In fact, we can just turn that left display off. Here we go. Whew, I'm so excited. Hundreds of new game objects was what Sketch said. And oof, I'm looking forward to seeing everything else. Campaign AI, Kotaku said that there's going to be, you can have like 30-something campaign AI on the map at the same time. I forget how many. It was like 32 or 36. I forget which one. So that's the information we know so far. And I want to see more in this. To put things into perspective, Bungie in the past has explained that they usually have about 30 campaign AI in any given one of their maps. So, hello, welcome to the stream. So like 30-something, 32, 36, that's actually a really good number. Because like I said, Bungie used to say that they had 30 campaign AI at the most in their biggest battles. Usually, I mean, think about it. There's usually like one squad and then another squad reinforces it. And so that's like 12. You know what I mean? In most encounters in the Halo series, it's like 12 people, 12 enemies. But then they'll bring that up because it'll seem like there's more because they give reinforcements mid-battle. They'll wait until you count down the enemy troops, maybe kill both of their leaders or something like that. And then while there's still some stragglers, they'll reinforce with another squad. And yeah,
how we doing out there, everybody?
Here it goes. There's Sketch.
Awesome to be back. It is day one, Halo World Championships. We are live here in lovely Seattle, Washington. Big shout out to the crowd. We got people watching us online. Shout out to all of you as well. We have got a jam-packed day today and tomorrow. Some amazing content on the stage, and of course, right behind us, the best Halo players in the world squaring off for that piece of that $1 million prize pool. What we got on tap for today, let's take a look at the schedule. We're going to kick things off here in a minute with our Season 5 Community Play Date, giving folks a chance to go hands-on with our brand new maps, Prism and Forbidden, chance to win some lovely prizes. Following that, if you're curious about all the new stuff coming to Forge in Season 5, including that campaign AI, you're going to learn more about that at 1 o'clock. Stick around throughout the day. We've got special guests in the house. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going live all day here. Also, I should mention, we got Twitch drops. So for all of our folks online, make sure you've got your account set up. Today and tomorrow, a chance to get some fun Twitch drops. There you go. A little burger and fries, charm. That's on tap.
Nuggets.
We've also got
yes.
Homes, which is an audience favorite, of course. So,
Nuggets of info.
I'm loving it. I want to get things started here right away. We're going to jump into the action. Please join me.
That is actually a funny one.
From 343 Industries.
Getting the cone.
Come on up here, guys.
You're lagging very bad. Am I? Oh no. I don't think I am on YouTube, but if I am on... Oof.
All right, guys. I'm going to hand it over to you. You're going to pick your teams, and we're going to get this show started.
Am I lagging as in I'm not live? Like, do I need to... I know I accidentally paused for like half a second at one point earlier. I'm gonna watch by myself. I think that what happened was I paused it for like half a second earlier. Let me see. I'm gonna make it not live, and then I click the live button and it should make me... Nope, that didn't work. But yeah, if y'all want to keep up chat, just a chat, then we can, and then like have your own copy of the video on, you know, on a different tab that you're actually watching would also work. You could mute me and just let my thing be a chat room if you wanted to. I wonder when they're going to talk about the Forge stuff, though. Should we just put this over on the side until they get to Forge? I'm tempted. I hope he recognizes Mint Blitz. You should hope he knows what he looks like. And Ubernick. They're probably in the crowd right now.
I hope are gonna not make me look terrible. That's really what I'm gonna
Now I'm gonna go ahead and pick Ron.
Yes, pick your four, and I'm gonna give them the motivational
All right.
speech.
If I pick you, come on over on this side of the stage. I saw a gravity hammer. Gravity hammer. Oh, Mark 7 with the cat ears. Mark 7 with the cat ears. For sure. Easy. Nerf assault rifle. That'll help. Props.
Heard someone asking if it's controllers or mouse and keyboard in the background.
Who's gonna help me take down Ron?
No, this is going.
Is that a grunt plushie? A grunt plushie? Grunt plushie qualifies.
I hope your plushie starts losing stuff.
And jumping in the back. Jumping in the back. There we are.
How y'all feeling?
Ooh, cat ears. That's a solid suit of armor, though.
Looking stellar.
The helmet seems a little loose, but it looks great.
Nobody fights alone. Smart.
They need a chin strap.
Cool. And as a reminder, everyone who plays today on stage will get the Unicorn of Ice rewards. That is an emblem for your nameplate, your weapon, your vehicle. It's going to be a good time. They are playing for the Ice Unicorn, and the winners get a free battle pass for Season 5.
Ooh,
1,000
free
credits
battle
per
pass for
shot.
those guys.
So the coveted prize here is, of course, the loose
So
Unicorn
if
of
I'm
Ice.
not mistaken, matches today are gonna be on both the season 5 maps, so Forbidden and Prism,
Yes.
and we're gonna be swapping back and forth.
I like the Unicorn of Ice idea. It is simultaneously unicorn, which makes them a rarity, but also, that's the idea of the unicorn, but also it's of ice, so it's like a special snowflake at the same time. It's a doubled up.
Look, normally we
The unicorn for unlocking, for getting into matchmaking are pretty cool, though. And that one looks really dope. The ice angles make it look really cool, really sharp. Ooh, nice. Prism. Oh, they're going to be playing on the new map. That's a good way to show off the new map.
I'll blame Ron's energy. Too much power.
and I'm gonna take the hit for that. Oops.
Okay, we might have found the source there.
Hold on. Did we trip over a breaker or did we trip a breaker? Those are
I think both answers are allowed in this case.
Microsoft owns Activision Blizzard now. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, imagine if Microsoft, the first thing they do is tell them, make a freaking RTS version of Warcraft again, please. I mean, I've been dreaming of a day whenever they add RTS elements to World of Warcraft, where the players are the hero units, and if they rank up in, like, some kind of way, they can eventually build their own bases and, like, train armies and send other players out on quests, and they just build their own quests and, you know, designate, you know, targets and stuff like that, just as a variant of the version of World of Warcraft, like a special server. Before this, Phil said he wants to bring back Guitar Hero. Oh, that's a good idea. I actually heard somebody saying that, so I didn't know why they were saying that, but I just assumed that it was actually coming back. But that makes sense. If he's saying he wants to, that'd be good. Because, yeah, no, that'd be awesome. The take that other person was saying on Twitter, and I agree with them, is that they should make it as straightforward as possible. Like, get really good music, focus on guitar, don't go crazy with the guitar peripheral, and just do it right. And then make it like a live service where you're constantly giving new music. And that is the live service. It's more music, more like customization for your character that's on the stage in the game, and that's it. You know what I mean? Honestly, that is all you need for a Guitar Hero game. That and like a leaderboard. A leaderboard would be really good.
Right, just run on out there. Doesn't matter what weapon you have.
Just to go along with the what do you call it? Achievements you're going to get anyway. But yeah, that sounds awesome. I always loved Rock Band. That was my favorite. But that was because I didn't especially care specifically about the guitar. So like a Guitar Hero that did branch out would be cool to me, but I don't think it's necessary. I think they should, for success reasons, they should start with just a guitar. I think that other person was right. Instead of only Guitar Hero, make the Hero franchise. That would be cool, actually. Yeah. Like, I always liked Rock Band, and I love the music, like, all of the songs in Rock Band I like to this day. And some of them I was introduced to because of that. Like, the ones like, I Think I'm Paranoid. That song I was introduced to by Rock Band. I had never heard it before. That song is awesome. I love it. Every single song on Rock Band I liked. So like, yeah, that was really good. And I liked playing drums and doing the mic, so yeah. I think I only tried the guitar a few times, and then I tried the bass a few times because there were people in our group that were like, "No, I'm the guitar." I'm like, "Okay, fine, whatever." But yeah. So I think that success-wise, they should focus on just the guitar for Guitar Hero, but I think that you're right that eventually they should branch out. Because I liked Rock Band the most. But it starts with the guitar, in my opinion. I actually used to use, this mic is not it anymore, but I used to use a Rock Band guitar. The USB, you plug it straight into a PC, or not guitar, microphone, I said guitar. If you plug a microphone from Rock Band straight into your computer, it's just a Logitech microphone. It'll instantly link in, it'll work, it'll be decent quality. Next up, Karaoke Hero. Yeah, no, that would be great. Actually, no, I think that you're right. I think guitar and then microphone should be the first ones they do, and then they should start branching out from there. Because I think playing guitar and singing on the mic is possible, but you can't play the guitar and play the drums at the same time. So some players are going to be able to get higher on the leaderboards by doing both guitar and singing at the same time. Harmonica Hero, just get one of those neck, things where you could do the harmonica straight into it. There you go. That would work as a good one. Mic Hero adds beatboxing. Yeah, exactly. And then basically, yeah, so if you have one of those Logitech mics and you want to use it for for streaming, or if you want to for like a lower quality but still better than like a basic like headset mic, for streaming you can do that. You can also use it better for mic in like just games, like if you go it's just higher quality. But if you also just want to use it for like Zoom meetings or something like that. Oh no, it's getting choppy over there. My own stream was getting choppy on my screen. I hope that wasn't. Ooh, yes. They're showing community stage. Wait, what? Were they supposed to be showing that? I don't think they're supposed to be showing that at the moment, but there you go. There's some stuff from the Battle Pass. That was cool. Let's see, in voice acting training, just spitballing. Yeah, exactly. Training and also just like making a portfolio. If you're good at voice acting and you just make a portfolio on YouTube, you can apply for jobs with it. I mean, I should do that. I don't know why I haven't done that. I could probably do something like that and try to get jobs that way. But yeah, and there's like Fiverr and stuff like that. You can also get a portfolio that way, because you can like get people to hire you. And so, yeah, no, exactly. Getting that kind of mic, I've still got it. It's just coiled up there. And it's actually funny because the cable's all jacked up. It had gotten messed up by the cat chewing on it. So I had to, like, go in there and splice it. Like, I used to do electrical, repair on appliances, stuff like that. So I know how to splice wires. So I had to splice the wires and stuff like that. And it's still good quality, even though it's having to go through a splice, which actually causes interference and weakens it. I mean, voice acting stuff in Mic Hero. Yeah, no, you're right. That's right. That's true. No, that's a good point. Yeah, if they actually had you deliver lines like, oh man, I can imagine people mimicking Master Chief's lines, and Cortana's lines to try and like mimic them perfectly. You know what I mean? That would be amazing. And then if they recorded it so that the highest rated ones that are the closest to the actual line get like put into the leaderboards, and like the top 10, you can actually go to them and hit play on them and hear them. You know what I mean? So that you could like actually have your voice up there, and then the people who are perfectly spot on would be up there in like the top 10 ranking, and you could actually play them back and hear them sound exact. Steve Downs would be at the top. That would be hilarious. Actually, no, he probably wouldn't. Oh my gosh, they doctor his voice. Because it's a professional gig, they're going to doctor everyone's voice. They doctor his voice to sound exactly as Master Chief. So if someone else can sound exactly like him without that kind of computer systems, then he actually probably wouldn't be number 1 on the list. He'd be like number 3 or number 5 or something like that. You know what I mean? That'd be hilarious. Oh man. That would happen with everybody. They don't take voice acting straight. They take it straight, and then they reverb and do things like that to make it match the scene and everything like that. So yeah, that would be hilarious. I'd also just love that. Just seeing people's recordings. Maybe top 100 should have recordings, so we have more of them to listen back, to play back. Easy way to start hiring. Yeah, exactly. You just find the people in the top there and and just message their gamer tag and just be like, hey, We need it. Steve Downes is retiring. Would you like to apply for a job as Master Chief? That would be hilarious. Or Steitzer for the game announcer. In like the next like 10 years, he's gonna probably be retiring. Maybe 20 years. I have no idea how long he's gonna be able to continue to do the voice. But yeah. Okay, this map looks gorgeous already. Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, being able to say you're #1 in those leaderboards would actually be a good like resume thing if you're trying to become a voice actor for a specific role. You'd be like, yeah, I'm #5 in the list of top people who can do the voice of this character, and so I'm applying for a voice of this character in particular. You should hire me. just go in there and try every single one of them. Animated shows for Microsoft, please. Right? Actually, yeah, that would be amazing. Nintendo's doing it, and they are doing it well. Gosh, I finally saw the Mario movie, and that was such a good adaptation. It's so rare to see video games adapted to film. Well, I've got a video coming out about that. My first like real YouTube video that isn't like D&D related, from like back whenever I used to do D&D content, which was only like I only did like 3 videos back in the day of D&D content at most. I don't even remember. It might have been 2, but yeah. I did some streams, but I didn't do individual videos. I really like the support beams for the in this cave. How banished they look. Like they look like treadmills. Like they maybe like ratcheted themselves into position to put more pressure on the rock above them, or something. Like the tread looking thing, the tank tread looking shape looks like they maybe put a device there that ratcheted it into position to apply pressure and make it fit perfectly into the cave, and that is really dope looking. But yeah, next Microsoft purchase being movie studio would be crazy. It really would be. Oh man. I mean, like Nintendo though. I mean, if they did it like Nintendo did, Nintendo was like, I don't know if you heard about how they made the movie. They started making the movie, and they actually had Sony making the movie, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, but it was a different company that was making the movie. And they went over to the production of it and went, this is basically what we're doing with our cutscenes in our video games. We can do this. We don't need them. So they started doing all of it in-house, and like they have another producer, and it looks like maybe that other company made it, but no, Nintendo made that movie themselves. And Microsoft is probably going to find that they have all of the talent they need already on staff somewhere to make a special, like a movie series like this. And they should have done that with the Halo TV show, because the TV show was terrible. So, you know, yeah. This is really cool, though. I'm loving this map. There's a bridge over there. A little gap over here. I love the train tracks, too. It looks like an artificial gravity, you know, like, and it is. It's floating there. You can see it. I kind of hope that they have that cart as an object, because it's clearly a standalone object. I hope it's one of the objects they added to the season. And maybe some of these railways. Like if they have some of these railways, that'd be perfect. What does he do? He's trying to mess them up. To compete with Sony even more, they should buy Paramount. Yeah. That would if they owned Paramount Plus, then they'd be able to just go in there and say, "Hey, this Halo show is not up to snuff. Do what we want," and that would work. That would be great. And then they'd own Star Trek. Can you imagine all the Star Trek games that'd be coming out after that? I wonder if Paramount owns the rights to Star Trek video games, or if they sold those to somebody. Because if they do, and they bought Paramount, then they'd be able to make all the Paramount TV shows. I mean, all the Star Trek, like, video games. I said that completely wrong. Not Paramount TV shows. All the Star Trek video games. And Star Trek, Strange New Worlds is great. It's so good. It feels like a really refined modern version of like Next Generation. Like it's so good. And Nick Games would be first party. Yeah, exactly. And then like yeah, that would just be a really good move on their part. They are talking a lot about acquiring other companies lately. There's that leaked information where they were you could tell the way they were saying it that they were like joking about the possibility of maybe one day being able to buy Nintendo and calling it the Holy Grail, but there a video game acquisition. But the way they were talking about it, you know, they didn't actually have any hope. They were just like, man, if this happened. They were like speculating hardcore in those emails, but they did talk about it internally about the possibility of doing that, which is pretty hilarious. Like, see those treads as they walk through that tunnel? It's like they cranked the thing into position. I love it. It's super realistic. And then all the, like, these pipes, these like cables or something like that for like either for air circulation so that there's no problems down here or something. How much you want to bet that Needler, by the way, that Blamite seeks people based on neural physics? Because let's see. Because like Halo's got the neural physics in the novels. Okay, you just said something. WB would be too big for Microsoft to get, but if they did, wow. Oh man, then they don't DC, don't they? Or does WB only own the rights to make DC movies? Because if they because WB makes the DC video games too. So unless they just have rights for both of those. But didn't HBO Max, like, didn't they acquire WB, or was it the other way around? You what? Okay, I don't know where your Mario toy is, but your sister can help you find it. Up where? Up there? It's not up there, I promise. I'm in the middle of streaming though, so I think you need to go get your sisters to help you, okay? Let's go, you go. Yeah, see your sisters. Sorry about that. Let's see. But yeah. But it might be too big, yeah. Who knows? But if they did, it would be amazing. Man, they'd have so many they'd have an answer to the Spider-Man movies at that point for sure. Discovery owns WB and has gaming companies. That is why I say they are too big. Oh, Discovery owns them? Wow. Like Discovery Channel that eventually got bigger and bigger and started buying other companies? Is that what you're saying? The one that evolved from the Discovery Channel. That's crazy. Yeah, that would be a huge company to buy. But yeah. Oh, right. Blamite. Right. Neural physics. I was talking about that. So neural physics in the Halo universe, in the novels, they established that, like, the way the Halo rings work is that neural physics is built into the universe. So like whenever a neural network is built, like an evolved, and possibly even potentially AI, then it taps into a law of physics that's like a series of physics. Oh, don't leave them hanging. Come on. Or them hanging. Can't tell. They could be cross-dressing. They could be identified differently. I don't know. But the point is that just for the cross-dressing for the fun, I have no idea. Anyway, the point is that neural physics is built into like the laws of physics of the universe, and that's how the precursors could like manipulate things and stuff like that. The Halo rings sever neural physics from reality, which means all sentient species which tap into neural physics, like humans and stuff like that, instantly die. Which is funny because that's a description, like, that makes the Covenant, it makes sense that the Covenant would think that was going to heaven because it's severing your body from essentially your soul, your neural physics soul. And that's what confused them. Discovery owns WB and has gaming companies as well. Yeah. I thought that was a new message for some reason. Oh, here it is. For some reason, it seemed like there was a new message, and then there wasn't, and now there is. Funny, the color purple was a Warner Bros. Movie from the Opera, and Discovery owns the Oprah Winfrey Show network. Now they have both. It was from Oprah. I read that it's opera. Yeah, fun. Yeah, okay. That's a yeah. My mom has that movie. She watches it all the time. Like a couple of times, like every couple of years, she rewatches it. But yeah.
Yeah, it's so gross and so good. Here's your
I don't remember it. I know I watched it at one point, but I don't remember anything that happens in it. But I know she rewatched it. She watches that and a couple others. But yeah, so if the Blamite like seeks at things that are tapped into the neural network, then it would explain why it seeks at players and at players that are in vehicles, and then they could just sort of explain away if it seeks at things like fusion coils, and they can just be like, yeah, no, there's some kind of tapping into neural physics happening naturally here due to the amount of energy that's in a fusion coil, so it's like sort of breaking into laws of physics that end up seeking the Blamite as well. But I don't think they've ever actually explained that. That's just like a really natural connection. If they have explained that, then that's my guess. So it'd be cool to find out if they ever actually want to use that as an explanation. I wasn't paying attention. Which team won? Was that the one that sat back down? Or is the one that lost getting to play again? They're getting another chance. Okay. Now a new version is coming out based on the musical, so a movie based on the musical based on an old movie. Oh, musicals would be a good one if they did the microphone with the guitar. If they did a musical, like, imagine you could make your own, like, characters and they were performing the musical. You could get Master Chief to do Les Miserables or something like that while you're singing along to it. Or to do like Mamma Mia songs from which musical is that in? Oh, is it just called Mamma Mia? I'm dumb. Yeah. yeah. It was I was thinking Mamma Mia was the name of the band ABBA. My brain switched them. And if you could make songs with the game would be cool too. Exactly. Man, that'd be amazing.
At the same time. At the same time? I actually my KDA, did you know it could go up? I didn't know that number could go, like, increase. I've only seen it go down. yeah. When I play Fiesta, I normally just watch it go down. But yeah,
I'm better at Fiesta. Get it being launched into every single weapon in the game, like, it usually distracts people, and so, like, but I'm good at each vehicle or weapon just enough that, like, that actually gives me an edge, because most people are only good at, like, half of the weapons, but I can go to, like, any of the weapons, so, like, except plasma pistol. Well, actually, I can get a kill with a plasma pistol, but it's still, yeah, rare. Promoted as an entry-level music maker. Yeah, exactly. That would be awesome. Oh, man, if that was on the Xbox Games Pass and you could do it on PC as well, then you could have it to where you could export your music in some way. Ooh, my stream is getting choppy. Why is it doing that? Oh, no, it does this sometimes. Why is it doing that now, of all times? It's like once every couple of weeks this happens. They're not on Forge yet, so if I had to, I could try to fix this, but it looks like it's okay. It looks like it's smoothing back out again. It might have been it might have even just been me who saw that. I have no idea. I hope it didn't get choppy for everybody else. But yeah, you could, like, export your music and, like, man, it would also be cool if they just took the guitar, let you play whatever you want, and then, like, switch what instrument is being played and take that as a recording. That'd be cool. Even if they didn't put the other instruments in as, like, things you can play. You know what I mean? Be pretty dope. I think I actually have the really fancy guitar. I didn't buy it or anything. I haven't even played it yet. But it was the my brothers-in-law are much younger than us, and they had them, and they stopped their Xbox 360 overheated, like red ringed, and they were like, well, we don't need any of these games anymore. We got newer consoles, so you can have them all. You still have a working 360, so. Now I've got those, but I've never used them. But it's the fancy one that has all the buttons all the way up and down the neck. As a joke that might be successful, making a underused instrument like big bagpipe hero. Yeah, it would be amazing if you could switch it to whatever you wanted. I love bagpipes. They are one of my favorite instruments. The hurdy-gurdy is amazing. That's a great instrument. Ooh, the other map. Wait, do you see that up there? Oh, it goes by too fast. I know it's outside the map, but it looks really plain. There's a plain texture up there, and they keep on showing it with the camera. It looks good here, but I think there's another one on another part of the map that looks really plain, And the camera angle keeps on showing it off every single time. The map is gorgeous, and I want to play on this so bad, and that's outside the map, and it doesn't matter. But it bothers me every time that the cameras pan over it. It's so bad. And, well, it's not super bad. It's just bad enough to break a little bit of immersion as I'm watching the video. An awesome thing that would do big harp hero. Yeah, that would probably be amazing. I think a lot of people would like that. Violin hero would be really cool. After what's her name? Whose name escapes me right now on YouTube. She got really popular, started touring, one of the first like big YouTuber musicians that made it on her own. She didn't have to be discovered by somebody like man, this is gorgeous. What's his name? Justin Bieber was discovered, so he didn't count. But yeah. Man, this is awesome. I'm just admiring the graphics right now. And so is this player. They're just looking around. I mean, they're probably looking around for people trying to attack them, but I think they're just looking around. There's no one on their motion tracker. On their combat tracker, whatever. It's technically what it's called, but I've always called it a motion tracker. Because it's based on the one in Aliens, which was called a motion tracker. It was only a motion tracker. But yeah. Hurdy-gurdy hero also just sounds funny. That thruster was a waste. That did not need to happen. Oh my gosh, he got so much faster back around that corner. He could have just done it. That's a good little hold. How do you know that existed? Did he already try and go down there, I guess? They even want to bring back Skylanders, the only toys to game that actually did amazing. Yeah, I mean, the amiibos are doing a really good job, but they aren't, like, as far, like, financially, but that's because people mostly want to collect them. They're not doing a whole lot, like, mechanically in the games with them. And I have no idea how the Disney one went, but I don't hear about it anymore, so I assume they discontinued it, or it's just doing that badly that I don't hear anything about it anymore. But people do buy, they do get, the Nintendo ones, but I don't think they do it for the gameplay. They're doing it to collect the little minifigure. I've got several of them right up here. Okay, none of my links are up here. You got Zeldas and, you know, some of these, but, why am I not able, gosh, I'm thinking of Inkopolis and all sorts of things, but I can't think of what they're actually called. I don't know why. It's so weird. What are they called? It's such a bringing back Skylanders with Microsoft IP would do big. Yeah, I mean, imagine they do Skylanders, but they have like they could bring in Halo characters. Although that would be a little weird since this is like an M-rated series. It's like. This one's only rated T, but that's only because the campaign, technically the multiplayer, I don't think has a rating in this game. The rating of T is on the campaign, and that is because this campaign has nothing in it that's big. But oh yeah, Banjo, yeah, they own Banjo now because they own Rare. Rare made it, I think it is, or is Rare the people who made Metroid Prime? I always get confused between Rare and Retro Studios, and I always get confused between Creative Assembly and Certain Affinity. Because of the CA, and then just the R, I guess. I'm not sure. Short name, R. Battletoads, yeah, that would be amazing in Skylanders. I actually own a lot of Skylanders for the exact same reason I own those Guitar Hero stuff, and that is because my, my brothers-in-law, they used to own them, and they gave us a box full of Skylanders and games and scanners. So my kids are gonna love that whenever we finally hook up the Xbox 360 again, so they can do that. Or if they come out with new ones and if they're reverse compatible with the old ones, that'd be amazing. But yeah, that would be dope. If they made it to where it's something like, here's what I want to see. I want to see them do Skylanders, but what I want them to do is focus a little bit on level design. Like imagine if they combine the concept of Skylanders for its own story and its own adventure and all that stuff that's made by the devs, and then they combine that with like Roblox style of like level design and like world making, so you can make your own campaign, or like Forge from Halo, so that you can make your own like maps and adventures. They could even theoretically try and go talk to the Forge team. They have the technology with their own engine, like, building thing. But this is built specifically for the Halo engine for Slipspace, so I doubt that's going to be a good crossover. But something like that. It costs a ton in the aftermarket. Now, yeah, I know I could probably sell them, but I'd rather my kids play with them. I'd rather them have fun. But yeah, they probably are worth a lot of money, the ones that they passed off to us. I bet they're like $30 a pop at least, and some of them might even be like more expensive, rarer ones that are like $100 or something like that. I have no idea, but I don't know what the actual prices are. I'm just guessing. I don't like to capitalize on Beanie Baby mentality though. I think I would for Magic the Gathering cards, but I just don't do it for anything else. I don't. If it's built for kids and not built for like teenagers, then I don't like the idea of capitalizing on that. I'd rather that my own kids enjoy it than do anything. I mean, that means the game can do well because the fan base is still strong. Yes, it does. It means the fan base is still strong. That means people are still collecting them. They're going to have collections ready to go when the sequel comes out. So if they make it reverse compatible with the old ones, then, which is very possible, then they could just do that. That'd be awesome. And like I was saying, if they made it to where you can make your own levels, and they could theoretically, they could make it to where you have a basic level design feature and stuff like that. But if you have the villains from the Villain series with the crystals, you know, I forget what that one's called, then you could like take the villain and scan it in and then unlock that villain's like layer parts, and then you could build a level that's built around that villain. And like, so you have to like, you know, scan it and then scan it with that amiibo with that Skylander, and then immediately make a map that's based on that Skylander, that villain's like, you know, layer. And then you could do the same thing with the heroes and make like, yeah, now you can make Spyro's home and like the realm around it. Minecraft and Sky. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Actually, yeah. What if they used Minecraft's engine almost to build this Skylanders like world thing? I don't think that'd work. But Skylanders is more of a stylized art style, cartoon. It wouldn't work with Minecraft's thing. But Minecraft characters in it would work absolutely, especially like creepers and stuff, and their spiders and everything. That'd be amazing. I really like this map, by the way. While we're talking, I love it. It looks amazing. They did a really good job with all these complex shapes and these stone. Like stacked stone structures. It's great. I love it. But yeah, no, that would be amazing. Like imagine scanning the witch from Banjo-Kazooie and suddenly unlocking like the ability to make her style of maps in your layer thing. Minecraft stuff in the Skylander style. Yeah, that would be amazing. I wonder if they'd make like Steve be rounded and stuff like that, or they'd probably make him look like the animated style that they have, where it's like still all blocky, but like they curve off the corners and stuff like that. For like the Netflix series and stuff like that, that's like Choose Your Own Adventure. They'd probably go with that art style for Steve, the high definition version of the characters. Ooh, double kill. I mean, he of course, yeah, he trade off, but yeah, but he got a double kill. Did they win yet? Are they about to win? This looks like it. They're so close. Oh, he's dead. But yeah, that would be amazing. It actually would be really cool if they made like cartoony style of like Halo characters, because imagine like being able to make like a brute, you know, like having a brute villain, or like like the Arbiter as a character you could scan in and then run around with energy swords, or Master Chief and run around with an assault rifle. That'd be pretty cool. Although I doubt they'd want to put guns, like real guns, in there. They'd probably give them some plasma weapons so it looks like it's more cartoony. Since Nintendo is good friends, they can still work with them. Yeah, exactly. I would be amazed if they went ahead and they made it to where like it could work with amiibos too. If you could cross over amiibos into Skylanders, that'd be amazing.
No, we're good. All right.
He said my mic's not on, but I heard him through the mic for that one sentence, and then it went back off. It sounded like, but yeah.
Today, right? So, just real quick, love to hear your name and give me your impressions of Forbidden.
Name's Alex. I think Forbidden's a really cool map. It's a lot of long hallways, so I think my biggest word of advice would be be very concentrated, maybe take a step back, and then I think the long rifle weapons are going to be key in this type of map.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. I got 1,000 credits for you as well. That's basically a free
Nice.
battle pass for Season 5 next week. What about you? What's your name, and how'd you like this new map here today?
The map was awesome. My name is Maddie. I'm with Halo Box Studios. It's really awesome to be here.
He's with Halo Box Studios. Oh, nice. Halo Box does some good maps.
I was a bit nervous the entire time.
Or no. Halo Box is the people who animate. Oh, that's great. They're like kind of doing what Red vs. Blue used to do. Red vs. Blue is still trying to do what Red vs. Blue used to do, and I don't know if they're as good. They're not as funny as they used to be, but this guy's as funny as they used to be. I haven't really watched a lot of it lately, though. They might have gotten better since I watched their stuff last, but who knows. At Red vs. Blue.
I love the map, honestly. It's really fun for the hammer and the sword combo, which is my favorite. So it has a lot of good hallways and areas where you can just kind of sneak up and wait. I hate camping, but sometimes you gotta do it.
You do. There's no shame in camping. Here's the prize. Thank you so much. And last but not least,
Camping, it's a legitimate strategy.
how'd you do up here today?
Speaking of Red vs. Blue, it's a legitimate strategy. This guy looks a lot like, what is his name? The Mandalorian. What is it? Trying to remember his name. Pablo? Not what is it? Gosh, can't remember his name. It's not coming to mind. Elder Scrolls with World of Warcraft, amazing idea. Yeah, that's... Isn't that Elder Scrolls Online, basically? Elder Scrolls Online is basically like a light version of Elder Scrolls turned into more of a World of Warcraft style for MMO. So they kind of have that, don't they? It could be more like World of Warcraft, but yeah. Cool, okay. So this is... Okay. So that's coming back. It's going to be in 15 minutes? Is that right? Let's see. Oh, sharing their stuff. Oh, yeah. Broadcast resumes in 1952. Okay, cool. We're going to put this over here, and I'm going to turn back on my second screen thing. And I can make that big, so we got that countdown timer there in the corner. And then I can talk about my map and like do some more stuff with the map. But yeah, you mean share their stuff? Yes, that would actually be really cool because what specifically... why is my... Oh, right, because it's a Blender, not Forge. So, of course, my controller doesn't work. Yeah, they both, like, what do you call it? In World of Warcraft, in Warcraft series in general, they do cross over. They, like, cross from one world to another and stuff like that. And then, so, that's kind of like a, that's like a really cool thing, too, that they could cross over into that world with, like, reality hopping. Like, if they started, like, having... Specifically with the Dwemer. The Dwemer in the Elder Scrolls are, like, somewhat... They kind of became... Not really spoiler, because this is stuff you have to read between the lines, like, trying to figure out the storyline in, like, a... what do you call it? The Dark Souls and stuff like that. If you read between the lines and the texts in the Elder Scrolls series about the Dwemer, you've come to find that it appears that the Dwemer actually ascended from reality and became potentially the gods, and then some of them, like, had their own selfish agenda and actually were cast down into a different plane and turned into the Daedra and stuff like that. So, like, the gods existed before time, and created the world, and then the Dwemer were in the world, but then ascended to outside of space-time from the description that they started, from what they say. And if you're outside space-time, you exist before the universe now, and at the end of the universe. You immediately exist in you're outside of time, you know what I mean? So, like, at that point, you can then create the universe, because you're outside of cause and effect. So you could like in the concept of a god creating the universe, you could have, like, you could theoretically be that humanity could eventually create a device that puts one of us outside of reality as still a conscious form, and then when they do, they would exist before time and after time, and could then potentially have, like, dimensional powers, able to create a universe because they're outside of space-time. They could then manipulate space-time from outside of it and generate an entire universe, and that could be the universe they came from. And they explored that concept in the Elder Scrolls with the Dwemer, it appears, And so the gods and the like demons are both the Dwemer. And if they could then take that and say the Dwemer cross over into the World of Warcraft universe as new invading gods, or more likely the what do you call them? I just said the name and I can't remember. The eldritch, I mean the demonic versions. For some reason I can't remember the name. I just said it. The Daedra could cross over into World of Warcraft and could be like a competing power with the demons before they like join forces or something. It'd be really cool. Since Elder Scrolls Online is multi-platform, it won't be bad to do. Exactly. It wouldn't hurt them at all because they're not PC only. Like, I think World of Warcraft is PC only unless I came out with a console version. Anyway, what we're looking at here, by the way, is that I took, this is Prisoner from Halo 1, the 3D model. You can find it online. There's a, let me see, I can actually pull it up over on this other screen. I think I still have it open. I do not. You can come over here. You can find on Google Drive. On my Google Drive, I saved it off. It's really easy to find. Look for the Halo Archive drive, a link to it, and you can find this, the Halo Archive drive. And through the Halo Archive drive, you can get any 3D model that's been ripped from the games. But you know, Microsoft is aware of this. They don't care. They're happy this is here. So you can go to like all Halo models, and you can be like Halo CE, and you can go to maps, and you can go to multiplayer, and you can find Prisoner, and you can download the entire Prisoner folder, and then open this, and then import this OBJ, this object, this dot object, into Blender. And whenever you do, you end up with this object, and and if you do it with the whole folder, that's why I said the whole folder, it comes with the textures. So if you go to render mode, you can see the, what is that, the Mantle of Responsibility emblem? Or is it, no, this is the original 343 version that doesn't look exactly like the Mantle of Responsibility. It looks actually like the 7th column. One big column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've got 7 outside of the main column, but if you split this one into 2 and you ignore these as part of this thing's frame, just a frame of this, then it becomes like the 7th column. But anyway, and it looks like it's mirroring poorly, so I think Bungie actually kind of messed up there in their mirroring. But anyway, it's basically the Reclaimer emblem, or the Mantle of Responsibility. I forget which one it is. Reclaimer is the Bungie symbol, isn't it? So this would be the Mantle, is that right? Anyway, the point is that you can do that, and you can just get a bunch of the 3D models, mainly the ones that are all in MCC. You can't really get the ones from Halo 5 as easily. I don't think they're all in there. I think there's like, it's partially full, and just the Halo Infinite one is also partially full. And then this is also Prisoner from Halo Reach with the redesign, where they've got these extra ramps, and they've got these extra ramps on the end, and then a few other things are tweaked inside there. Like instead of ladders, they have grav lifts? What's inside here? Oh, that's a grav lift. Yes, so you go in here, you go that way, grav lift up onto this platform, and you're on the 2nd floor. And this is Sword Base, which is a spiritual successor of Prisoner, and you can see that it actually is around about the same size, but with extra buildings on the extra large buildings on the sides. Like, they basically turned these areas into actual buildings, and then it's basically very similar. They don't have as many wraparounds on the edges. They have more. It's like a cross between Prisoner and boarding action. What'd you say? And Hearthstone can have game modes where you use Elder Scrolls stuff too. Yeah, Hearthstone would be really awesome to have like crossovers and stuff. For like a season, they could just like add in any of this stuff. It'd be kind of cool to watch them go like sci-fi for like a season of their game, and then just like make those no longer canon, like playable cards. Like the next season, they could just like dabble with like expanding into like Doom Slayer would be amazing in Hearthstone. Imagine the demons of Doom. The hell breaks loose in Hearthstone, and then like you have the Doom Slayer card, and then the Space Marine card, and then like the Space Marine from Halo 3. So then I had the idea, I basically chopped Prisoner in half. I did like a Z chop, you know, down the path there, and I chopped it in half and put it across. I chopped Sword Base in half down the middle and put it this way, and it's just a jumble of pathways. Nothing really makes sense yet, so I was like, yeah, this is going to make more sense once I build it. And then so after I got to that point of this like concept of, and then what I was thinking was each of these buildings would actually be a wrecked ship from, you know, from like a pirate ship, because there's a lot of people making like these like pirate ship maps and stuff like that right now, and making pirate ship prefabs you can like go download, and I'm going to use them as like just like pallets to like, you know, place them places and then like rebuild them to actually fit the terrain, but basically use them as sort of like a Kickstarter. And then I did the exact same thing here where, whoops, that's just Steam, wait, hold on, Halo. Did the same thing here. I did it in the actual game, and this is actually just Prisoner from Halo 1, and it was somebody had made Prisoner from Halo 1, and I used it like a block out. I'm going to actually completely reconstruct it, but it gives me the layout that's really good. And you basically can see sort of, I'm starting to sort of merge them, as you can see, where I'm adding in structures to sort of make them make sense. And then I've got Sword Base from Unique, which is his block out he intended for people to reuse. So this guy didn't intend for me to reuse it. I'm going to contact him, let him know I'm doing it, and actually see if I can add him to this map as credits, and then add Unique and Mr. Greencastle, because I think Mr. Greencastle helped him with the Sword Base one. He usually helps him with like all of them, and I'm pretty sure he was involved with this one. So I'm using the Sword Base layout that they built. Here's the thing, we're in the middle of what do you call it? Prisoner that I've slapped in the middle here, and the idea here is that there's going to be slip space portals up here, a major storm raging, right, constantly. There's going to be some weird slip space portals up here, and I'm actually going to put spawn points up inside the slip space portals above the map, that every now and then you'll spawn in those slip space portals as an option, and you're going to drop into the map and like be able to like control where you land and then just like go, and it's going to be kind of cool because you're going to be able to get the drop on people. And the idea here is, this is what's on the other side of the Bermuda Triangle. Since Phil is boss, I want them to finally do the canceled World of StarCraft. That would be amazing. Although I want it to be less like World of Warcraft and more like Star Wars Galaxy had an actual shooter mechanic, and it was a little bit weird. You could shoot someone, hit them, and then it would roll a die to see if you hit them. You could actually hit them in the game with the blaster, and then it would roll a die and see if you hit them. So it's a lot like Elder Scrolls Morrowind, which you'd shoot them with a bow, and then it would roll a die, and then it would tell you if you hit them or not. And it was kind of lame. That will not be there. It's very much in the way. And basically. And that was kind of lame, and so they eventually upgraded it with like Oblivion and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that will be what they do, and whenever that happens, it'll be really cool. So this map is basically going to be, I really hope they do that. They do that, like you're saying, not whenever, if that happens. That would be really cool. Because I would love to be able to play as a ghost and like turn invisible and actually move around on a battlefield. Maybe something almost more like Mass Effect, you know what I mean? This will be an actual grav lift, but I'm thinking about putting ship rigging here and making you have to hold down the X button or like press the X button to interact with it. And whenever you do, there'll be like an interactable switch, and whenever you interact with it, it's going to yank you up, or maybe spawn a grav lift so that I can make the mechanics simple. But basically just something that'll launch you up here, and it'll feel like you're like going up and interacting with the ship rigging, doing like cutting the ship rigging, and it'll go and like zip you up there. StarCraft DLC for Halo. Oh yeah, no, that would be amazing. I want to StarCraft. They kind of already have the Eagle Strike Corps. Looks like a Space Marine. They even went out of their way to make like a Warhammer Space Marine color scheme as one of the options. That's the one I don't remember if I still have it on there, but it was the one I had for my Eagle Strike Corps for a long time. And if they went out of their way to like use the actual like StarCraft Space Marines, now that they've done it, and like take those and make like new attachments for the Eagle Strike Armor Corps to make it feel more like the Space Marines, that would be amazing. And like they wouldn't have to make a new Space Marine Corps. They already have it. They just need to make expansion, you know. See, like this is a this person did the jump up that's in the another Prisoner remake, like in Halo 2 or something. I don't remember. They had this like jump up in one of them, and they just reproduced that one instead. Or maybe they just created this on their own. Maybe this wasn't something that's been in another Halo game yet. They might have just done this on their own. Maybe there's their own clever creation. But I like the one that's a grav lift, so I'm actually going to replace this and put a door here and have you go over and grav lift up like the Halo Reach version. Which, yeah, all of this is going to be rebuilt with rigging and ships and wreckage and stuff like that. But this is like a sort of loose block out. And I still have like bridges like this just going nowhere. I am going to reposition this bridge to go across to here and make it like an actual crossing. And I've got all these rigging that have started to realign and connect. Like up here, this is connected, and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna get there eventually. This thing right here but this is all a map that I'm putting. I'm definitely trying to get it done because, you know, I just really liked it. I just liked the idea. And it popped in my head, and it's something I could probably throw together because it's not designed to look like it's going to be ramshackle, so it's okay because I can just like slap items in. I don't need to put them precise, which is going to make this like hopefully a faster process than my other maps that I've made. But stitching all of this together like this I placed here instead of it being up there, I moved this thing down from up here as well, so it becomes like a rigging that's sort of holding the two big ships together. Oh right, it's going to be on the other side of the Bermuda Triangle. I forgot about that. So the idea is an ancient human ship from before the Forerunners de-evolved humans is at the bottom. It's a wreckage at the bottom of the ocean under the Bermuda Triangle, and its slip space drive is randomly malfunctioning, and that's why ships and airplanes disappear in the Bermuda Triangle on a regular back now. And then the Oni discovered it and actually went under the sea and like got control of it so that they're no longer like making ships disappear. They finally shut it off, but not like shut it off, more like they're in control of it and they know how to steer ships away from where it's randomly generating slip space portals. The slip space portals are teleporting you to an alien world. So I went into Eclipse as my planet, right? So like you're going to be on an alien planet, and the ocean is pouring through the slip space portals as a constant storm above this place. So it's always going to be flooded with the water at the bottom, and you know it's going to be like, you know, and it's got a whole bunch of shipwreckage. This one and this one are going to be like pieces of a more modern day like metal ship, and then the rest are going to be like pirate ships and like you know English box sails, that kind of thing, and sloops and stuff that are going to be like stitched together from all the survivors that made it through the slip space portal and didn't die. Those people who actually survived the portal. They came out and they tried to like rebuild. They tried to survive by taking the wreckages and where they landed on the pile of other ships and just sort of disassembled them and rebuilt them into this superstructure. And they tried to survive off of like plants and stuff. So I'm gonna have like trees and stuff like that growing out of the roofs of these that are gonna be like, you know, they're like feeding off the solar radiation that's coming through the portal sometimes, or like periodically throughout the day, and they're feeding off the water that's constantly pouring through, and they've got soil from like decomposed dead bodies that they've sort of like just turned into a graveyard and grew plants out of their corpses and stuff like that, like, and then soil from the bottom of the ocean as well. Whenever the portal does open up, it'll drop fish and stuff like that and turn into sandy. But anyway, Candy Crush candy as health items for some games. Okay, that would be I hope not. I could see a Candy Crush weapon charm though in Halo Infinite. That'd be cool. Who owns Pac-Man? Was it Activision who owns Pac-Man, actually? I forget who owns Pac-Man, because somebody that didn't create it owns Pac-Man now, right? This is going to become the slope that kind of connects over to here, or the panel that kind of connects over to here, which is going to wrap around to these, because I found that like I needed a building here to connect into this stuff so that this wraparound sort of feels like this area belongs to this base. And then I'm doing the same over here, and this area is going to be really easy because all I have to do is connect into this area that's out of bounds and then open up this door, right? And just build another room over here. And then the other area I kind of have to like figure out how to work it in because the building is a grav lift room. So I need to connect over here. Down low, I could connect across from this walkway, and then up high I could maybe connect to like a jump up that gets into the grav lift room. But then the grav lift is like another way up. But I need to make there be a purpose to use that grav lift. It's mostly going to be an attacker grav lift because it'll be like people coming in this side can use this grav lift and then oppose. So I think that's going to be, I'm going to try and make it like an attacker place that it's actually easier to get up here and use this to attack that base. But then like that means I got to build that sort of into here where this side with this grav lift kind of has an attacker position here. But that means this grav lift, which is not facing that direction, it's down low. I need to sort of work that in as an attacker grav lift as well. So I might reroute this grav lift to not be coming out straight, but to kind of come out an angle and face toward the other base, so they can come down this ramp and into this grav lift really fast. And then this team could hop down and go into the grav lift, but they're gonna have to hop down and then enter this way. I may even do like a double tunnel, like make a reroute that way. But yeah. Just wondering if it's possible to make a Halo map with a bunch of moving lands. It's sort of possible. So here's the limitation. I'll explain it to you. I've done a lot of stuff that's moving. I can actually even show you the map that I just published, which is just a block out, but it's half-arted, I would say. And I just placed down the weapons today, or yesterday, last night, Last night I placed down all the weapons and published it. It's called this. It's this one right here. Bereft. And it's labeled as a block out, and I've got to move it to the snow biome that's about to come out on the 17th in a couple days. Man, this stream is about to go. It's 2 minutes away. Basically, if you come bookmark this map, you can see one that has a lot of moving objects in it. It's specifically there's like there's some stuff in the bridge in the middle. It's not a lot. It's just some moving objects. It's not like moving terrain. But let's see here. I'll show you real quick. If I go in here, right, and I go biomes, and let's say I go terrain. Let's say I'm using terrain pieces specifically, and I want to move the terrain for the islands, right? Then all I have to do is set this to dynamic, and now it'll move. All I have to do is now, once it's dynamic, it'll move. But you might notice there's now no scaling option. There's position and rotation, but scaling disappeared. If I switch it back to dynamic, it's gone. I'm not allowed to. I can do variants, which have specific set size, bank full, and then there's a small, medium, and a large, right? But there's not. But aside from that, there's very set sizes, very specific sizes. The reason that is that scripting can make objects move, but scripting can only make dynamic objects move. So if you want to do that, which is possible, you can do that. I've seen people do what you're describing. They'll set up a train in the middle of a map and it won't move, but then they'll have terrain on the sides of the map, and it'll move like a cartoon's backdrop, where the character's actually just running in place and animating like they're running, you know? And then the backdrop is sliding, like the Flintstones kind of thing. That's a cool image. That's a good concept art. Or, I mean, not concept art, but fan art. Anyway, the background's like sliding, and like it's just sliding so fast it looks like they're running through a town. You know, that kind of thing. Basically, they do that in the trains. Excuse me, in a train track map, where the train, it feels like a train heist. You have to move from the back of the map to the front. It's gonna be really cool as a PvE map, but in the meantime, it feels like a train heist. You're moving, but like one team is in the engine room, and one team is in the caboose, and you're just moving toward each other. There's some really good maps in Halo Infinite right now that do that, and the way they make it feel really cool is that they have the terrain, the ground underneath the train is constantly sliding backwards. So if you fall off the map, you land on it, and you get dragged backwards, and then they have an instant kill volume behind the train, so you get dragged back and die, and then or they will sometimes put it right on the ground, so you just die, and then your corpse gets dragged back. But then they'll have terrain that's looping on the sides as well. So it's beginning right now. So I might have to shut up and move this over here. And, well, not shut up. I'll talk to you guys, but a little bit about the stuff that's going on. But we're about to see the Forge stuff, and this is what I really want to see. Let me go ahead and turn this off. That's the Kotaku article that talked about how there's... Whoa, no, don't pause. Ugh. I did that earlier. Go back. Live. Then we'll be back up to date, hopefully as close to the actual content as possible. But yeah, if you so you can do that, but you'd have to move the islands individually. But yeah, you can make it to where they can move around. You could, for example, you could make them look like giant like turtle shells, and then have them like move around like you're on the on some what do you call it? What is that island called? I don't remember if it's actually supposed to have the... It's in the 99 Nights, right? And that's why they had it in that... Disney had it in the what do you call it? Third Aladdin movie? Or something like that. But the Turtle Island, I forget what it's called. Turtle Island story. Let's see. What is it called? Nope, that is not it. Okay, I don't know what it was. I forget what it's called. But I was trying to figure that out. Anyway, you could do that. Community stage, here we go. Yes.
Hey everyone, welcome back.
That is the Forge Lord.
Stage here at the Halo World Championship.
That is so cool.
We're going to be talking about Forge and the Forge AI.
It would be really good as a sniper-only map, though, you're right.
I appreciate you all joining us here today, in person and online.
I want to make one with pirate ships that are all attached objects to a tank. And the tanks there's a vehicle blocker for the ground, so you can drive around. But if you fall off overboard, you fall into the water and sink and die. And then the tanks move around. You can drive the tank around, and then that makes the boats move around. And then, yeah, almost like the elephant and Sand Trap. Be so dope.
You should already be known.
Yes, the Forge Lord.
Working with the Forge team to bring
It would actually be pretty easy. I could slap something really simple together that's just open ocean, boats, have at it, pretty quickly and easily, and I might just do that one day. Especially with the boats that are already on the prefabs, you know, that are on the file share. I could just grab those and attach them to tanks. I might do that soon. I don't have to place weapons on the map. It'd just be a Fiesta map, because if you're moving the vehicles around, I don't think you can attach a weapon spawn to the vehicle, because they can't be normal physics. They can only be phased, I think. But I could be wrong. You might be able to set a spawn. But yeah. Ooh. Ooh.
Thank you to our great community. These came out. You can play these in retail right now. And they graciously allowed to use this for a demo, but they don't know what. So any errors you see, that's our fault, okay? We want to show you some of the Forge editor.
This is a really good map. This is ODST. That is dope. I've never seen this one before.
So I guess I'll start with the first one here.
Oh man. Drop. Wait. Drop spawn.
Sorry, let me show off this map for a second. So I placed some spawn.
Oh, it's this map. Oh. Rally Point, I think it's called. Rally Point Charlie? AI. Drop spawner, move zone, phantom spawner, spawn AI. Or AI spawner.
So I'll rotate that around. And I'm going to put it down, and then
That is really cool.
And if we look right up over the top here, look at this. That right there.
Spawned. One grunt. The default is one grunt.
He's going to see me here. He's going to be very afraid. And he's going to start shooting at me.
I hope there's a script that's on AI, I mean on player spotted, that you can tag and be like, if this AI unit, or if any AI unit spots the player, one or the other, that would be really cool. Off topic, but the Waterworld map needs a remake. Oh, I don't remember. I didn't play Halo 5's multiplayer. I've only played its campaign, and only on Legendary, and only once. So if that's a Halo 5 map, I don't know it, but that would be amazing. Unless that's the one, I remember a pirate ship map that I did go into just to see what was happening in Halo 5 Forge. That was right before Halo Infinite came out. I did Forge on Reach, and then not map movie. Oh, just the Waterworld. Oh, Waterworld movie. I don't know how I read that as a map. Yeah, it's a really good concept, but you're right, it has some really weird dated writing. You're right. I really like it, but I also feel like it's got a lot of weird dated writing that's not that great. But I enjoy it for what it is. But yeah, I always love that concept of the Waterworld. So I definitely agree with you. Unit selection. Okay. You can spawn up to 8 units per spawner, it looks like. Ooh. Adjutant Resolution Spire. I just can't wait to spawn in hunters. Oh my god, it's gonna be so good. I love the idea of like a map where hunters spawn on the map in the very middle in a little arena, right? And there maybe even the special hunters, you know, maybe if there's some kind of boss hunter or something that they might have available, or you can beef them up with stats, and then you make it to where if a team kills the hunter, then they get like 3 to 5 points, right? And it's just, you go in with any Slayer match, or if you go in with Slayer, then it would give you points for Slayer. If you go in with Capture the Flag, you can make it detect, is this Capture the Flag? Okay, they kill the hunters, okay, cool, here's a boost. Everyone on that team is given overshields for the, you know, right away. You know what I mean? Like, you could do that. I mean, they keep doing the show in Universal Studios as they see it does well enough. Yeah, exactly. So they see it does well. Did he set him to the same team as him? That's why I didn't shoot at him.
So I'm gonna make a move zone here.
Yeah, nice. See, this is what I was expecting to be like an RTS. Move to this location is what I was expecting. This is what I want. I want to see also what's in the scripting, but that is perfect. This is like like StarCraft, Warcraft. Move zone. That is an order to move.
And then I can go get a list of all the move zones on the map and link it up. That's it.
Oh, wow.
Now when I come out, we're gonna see my friends start walking across.
so they'll follow along a path. Whenever they get there, you can move. I wonder if you link that move zone to other move zones the same way you do the AI nodes that you can tell for the Spartan bots. You set their neighbors, and you could just like. I wonder if that's how it works. Let's see. That's how I've been describing it on my stream of how I expected it to work. Is a move zone? It's like an order. Crazy idea. Floor is lava, made or mode or map. Lol. Yeah, no, I agree. That'd be cool. I think I had that idea too, but I haven't done it yet. I've had so many ideas I can't do because I need a team of people that'll work with me on my maps. I'm individual, and I don't do anything. I haven't been able to do anything super crazy. Just the really cool, crazy stuff that would work in Slayer. But like special game modes like that I've thought of before, but I can't do them because I can't do them fast enough. Because I gotta do my kids' school. Gotta help them with their schoolwork. They're basically homeschooled, but not especially. So he moved to there. Okay. That is really cool.
Now imagine if these were unfriendly. That'd be real scary.
Yeah.
Let's go do that. But I'm gonna make them not hunters so I don't die during the demo.
Not hunter.
I don't like elites. Let's do some elites.
Now,
Elite mercenary.
just specifically on those move tracks, though, right? If they see you and engage with you, they're gonna come after you.
Yeah, so you basically did describe that with the move zone. So a really common way to set up your maps is gonna be take a move zone like this and make it big. And then you're saying, hey, when the hunters spawn, I want them to fight anywhere in this area. So if I was going to set up sort of a classic ODST scenario here, I might say, the hunters, you're all going to...
Interesting. So that's kind of making combat zones, because you can fill your entire map with these move zones and have them even potentially overlap a lot. But then, and so like, when you leave one move zone and you're not in that zone anymore, they'll go to find a new move zone. And then that would mean that you, they'd go to find you, they'd go to hunt you. And at that point they would find you in another move zone, and then that would be the new arena. So you're setting arenas with these move zones. So rather, and all of these appear to be something like to the effect of, in an RTS, attack to this location. You know, you hit the A and you click in StarCraft and Warcraft, and your units will attack to here instead of just move to here, and that would make them to where they'll fight anything along the way. And it looks like that's the case here. I wonder if we can set it to tell them, hey, be hostile along the way, or hey, just sprint, just run. You are not trying to be hostile. Only engage if they shoot you. That would be a cool mechanic. So I hope that's the case. Keep moving mode if you. Oh, keep moving mode. If you stop, you get hurt or something. Well, yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, with the floor is lava. I was thinking like the ground would be a soft kill zone, and then some areas would be pure lava. Like it'd be like hot zones versus lava zones. The lava zones would be instant kill zones. If you touch it, you die instantly. If you, but then the ground would be like, and then I would be moving the lava, like I'd make the flow of the lava shift and move, like almost like it's alive. I also had an idea basically of doing that and building it into a normal multiplayer map with nano machines that maybe where the Forerunners were going to build these to kill the Flood originally, and then they stopped. They created the Halo rings instead. It was an alternate idea. It's basically the gray goo. If it touches you, it dissolves. It kills you. And so I was going to make that sort of like this sand nano machine move around the map and stuff like that, and be deadly, and like rise and fill areas of the map so they become deadly. And then now the map has like these like death pits that were used to be part of the map you could run around in and stuff like that. That's what my idea was. I actually got the idea from someone who used AI art to make map ideas, to make map concepts, and I was like, this is a cool idea. It made me think of this. Oh cool, you can visualize. Oh, nice. That is extremely useful.
So you can kind of see here, we brought a lot of the internal dev functionality just straight.
Whoa, toxic rain mode. You need to find cover. That's a good idea.
Percentage of what the
Yeah.
team used to make combat encounters in the Halo Infinite campaign. We couldn't
Oh,
get
cool. A
it
lower area. They added something to the map.
There's a lot here to get you going into that space.
Kind of feels like the waterfall that's in what do you call it? That one Halo 2 map with the elevator. Can't think of the name right now. Ivory Tower? Or is that the remake? I forget. But yeah, they both had it, so. Like that waterfall that goes underneath the map and like also has the rocket spawn at the top part. Yeah.
The Forge team. We had some campaign AI engineers on the team as well, and they played an instrumental part in bringing that from the internal campaign tools into Forge. And they did
That
a
is
fantastic
awesome.
job of that. And it
Yeah, this is a great job.
really made the Forge team's job a lot easier to put
It's
these
exciting.
objects into Forge and to make this functionality what it is right now. So kudos to them. They really knocked it out of the park, and you know, like Connor said this before, like at every moment we were just like, should we? You're like, will this help
That
us
shirt
do
is really
crazy
cool.
stuff?
I love it.
And if the answer was yes,
Moving floors so you have trouble controlling yourself. Yeah. Yeah.
limitless
Like or like a lot of like if you could do like gusts of wind that sort of like come every now and then when it happens, like you do like a special effect that's like whoosh, and then like it'll like push a bunch of people in an area, and it's sort of like could be random or like timed. Yeah, if not random, it could just be like timed. That way you could actually like you could think about it, sort of try and track when it happens, so you can not be in the area around the time it would go off. But then that's where the power weapon is, so you do have to go in there sometimes.
we just saw hunters, and now he's talking about waves of hunters.
So I got a script brain,
That's a really good idea.
and we've got a bunch of nodes.
Things that shove you.
So if Michael was saying, hey, we anytime we found something internally we could use, we try to put in Forge. We have over 75 AI nodes coming in Season 5.
Oh my god.
And
That's amazing. 75 AI nodes?
We'll go through all of them, but I'll demo a couple really helpful ones. Big paradigm is letting me spawn. I'll just sit here so on the stream you can go back and see all the stuff.
Squad override, ally squad with free-for-all player. Man,
That's right.
after this stream, after they stop talking, I'm gonna come back here and pause it and read all of these. But set health bar value.
The panel.
The big ones that I want here are this wave manager. So I can define a wave. So let's make a wave called
Ooh, is this like an event? It just triggers itself.
regular wave. I want to declare a wave. Oh no.
Moving floor. Yeah, so moving floor like a treadmill kind of thing, and then like wind in other areas where you don't want the floor to move would be really cool. Wind would be cheaper, by the way, because if you spawn a single effects object that's wind, then that's one object, and you don't have to make it move. You could just spawn something in that looks like wind that's pushing you. But then if the ground moves, you have to script that. You have to make the ground dynamic objects like I was showing you earlier, which means they have to be a specific size. And that's usually most of the objects in the game do not have multiple sizes. Like I showed you how the terrain could be 3 different sizes. Terrain pieces have that, and the primitive objects have that, and then like the structure objects have that. But then the objects in the game in the Halo game gameplay layout thing does not have that. But let's see.
On player mark.
So you'd have to like make the treadmill move to make it work, and that would take a lot more budget. So having a few of those would be cool. I've actually made them for somebody else's map. Some regular treadmills,
Nodes that you're going to see in Season 5.
but effectively treadmills, like ground shifting.
He's been instrumental in helping to drive.
Get a round of
that,
applause
so
for Connor.
Yes, he's knocked it out of the park. Absolutely. So, big kudos to him.
Kudos to Connor if he did all this.
And our partners at Skybox Labs. Let me call out all the great.
Oh, okay, so no, it's not an event. The wave is not an event. On player mark. So you trigger it with a regular event.
We're gonna
Add wave to wave manager.
That wave is a regular wave, and it's made up of these spawners. And you can
Okay,
define
cool.
that
So you can
wave.
set which spawners they spawn in.
So
Good.
What I'm gonna do here
That's what he was saying earlier.
is I'm gonna hit the ping button a couple times.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
They're already going to have elites on the
And,
map
we're
because
gonna
they
see those guys
automatically spawn those. And then he's going to spawn more of them.
And you can see we got a couple
Oh,
here.
boy.
When I kill a few of them, we're gonna wipe them out. I should have picked grunts so we can go faster. Oops.
I like watching the combat.
Oh, and I didn't turn off the debug functions. Oh no, live demos.
Debug functions are fine as long as it doesn't crash the game.
Oh no.
It could cause clutter. Clutter is fine. I like to be able to see the tools in action anyway. That's a good idea.
Or your custom game settings
I like it.
to get your
Keep
easy,
'em on.
normal, heroic,
So they're respawning because he already set up a couple of waves because he pinged. So there are a bunch of waves already ready to go, it looks like.
Oh man, I'm picking grunts next time. So you
Look,
see
there
how
they
they're
go.
just kind of populating in?
Yeah,
They're gonna keep going.
because he
And
pinged.
so let's make some adjustments.
So they were waiting for their turn to spawn. King and Hill, but it moves you away from the places. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Instead of a treadmill, if you made it like a rocky cliff and you made it collapse into the lava, then you'd just be one object, like rocky cliff, and it would just be there as a phased object. Then you delete it and spawn in a normalized object that looks like the same cliff but smaller, and then the player will just be standing on it, and it'll just be normalized physics, so it'll just drop and fall into the lava using the physics engine. So you don't have to script it to move. And then the player just falls into the lava, and they could try to stand on it instead of landing in the lava and hitting the kill box. So that would actually work. Like the edge of the portal to the Ark in Halo 3 collapsing and Master Chief having to step back so he doesn't fall in.
My worst nightmare. My worst nightmare.
Yeah, that's danger zone.
Wait, what should he say? Dang it, I didn't hear it. Grunts, he said?
For wave options. So I'm going to go back to AI waves and do wave options. And we've got some cool functionality baked in for your enjoyment for incoming and outgoing messaging, and then some other things here. So we're going to hook that up and put that right here in the wave manager. And now when they spawn, I hope to hear something real cool, which we'll get through here on the speaker. I'm sorry to keep you all waiting. So I got those grunts.
I wonder if if the killing the AI by default gives you any kind of score, and if you have to turn them on or turn them off, if it does.
The wrong expectation. What happened to that last grunt? I lost that debug information. Oh no, where'd he go? Oh, I didn't add
Let's see, a bunch of lands, different levels and places, so you jetpack from land to land. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Reinforcements.
That's distracting.
Was that is straight up the recording from Halo Reach, I think.
There we are.
I wonder if that's placeholder.
They saw what you did to the elites.
I don't think they had Steitzer re-record the line. I think that's Halo Reach's recording.
There we go.
Or no, is that Halo?
So we can get that nice reinforcement
Yeah.
line in case you want to make something.
That's the Halo Reach reinforcement line, isn't it? Unless he just came in and re-recorded and it happened to sound close enough that I can't tell.
When you got more bad guys.
Is that my imagination? Or does that sound like it? Bunch of land... Yeah. That is a really cool idea. I like that idea. I'll throw together the pirate ship thing, but then the lands are going to take more... I'd have to level design the islands and make sure that they're actually good and all sorts of stuff like that. So I'll have to like do some more work on that, but I can definitely can. And that'd be cool. I wonder if those things will spawn through terrain environments. Like if I put that inside of a building, will it hit the roof, or will it just appear inside? Probably will just appear inside, because I bet the animation of it falling doesn't have any collision, probably. But yeah.
The maximum number of AI alive in a scenario is 32.
32 is the max. Okay, I couldn't remember if it was 32 or 36 earlier in the stream. 32 is perfect.
We have 3 types of spawners.
In campaign, Bungie used to only do 30, which is perfect. That's fine. You could remake any level in Halo in Halo 3 with that kind of tool. So that is perfect. Ooh, yeah, I did hear. I heard they wanted to do that. That is really good news. Phantom is good. So we've got Phantoms, drop pods, and just spawn in.
And the Phantoms can also drop vehicles, which is...
Wait, what?
Yesterday, like, someone came up with the brilliant idea of using the Phantoms in community BTV maps to drop off vehicles.
The way that they used to do Banshees. Or not Banshees. Pelicans. Man. Like if you were fighting in an asteroid belt, a bunch of lands, different levels and places, so you jetpack from land to land. Like if you were fighting an asteroid belt. Yeah, I actually have a sketch. Back when Halo 2 was about to come out, I was dabbling in learning 3ds Max through a 30-day free trial and trying to make a map for Halo PC edition, the custom edition. Back in all the way back then, and I still have the sketch out of a map of asteroids that are like just a jump path between the two bases and stuff like that. And I was hoping to be able to make the gravity lower, but I didn't know how to even do that. I just was dreaming of being able to do that, and probably could do that in the mod tools back in the day. But it was like, yeah. So I agree. I would love that, and I wonder if they haven't made those before and like play tested them and just decided they didn't work or something. But I have no idea. Oh, cool. A trigger volume is gonna make the drop pod drop. Trigger AI spawner. Nice. Nice. Okay. And then you could theoretically try and like turn them onto your team by taking the object that entered the area can be pushed over into the script later on, and then the it's just triggering them nonstop. You could make an area where if you walk into it or activate a switch, it could make a bunch of troops drop and they'd be on your team, because you can take the triggering object out of that initial trigger and feed that over into a part of the script that says assign these AI to your team with another node, and you could actually make it to where instead of an overshield, you could have an AI spawn where your team has AI now. And then they could maybe kill the enemy, but they can't, and they can gain your team score, but if the enemy kills them, they don't get any score. So like they just have to deal with them now. They're a distraction that mostly are going to be easy to kill, but it'll be a distraction to let players take those other players out that are distracted, or weaken their shields while the players kill them. That would be so cool. And if the AI kills the enemy, they get half points. This could be an actual like regular Slayer map that has this quirk. Oh, that's so cool. It could be called Schism Slayer because it would be brutes and elites and grunts all fighting on your side. So it'd be like the schism. Oh man.
Here is, say, the squad that spawned with label M. Go ahead and follow a random player, which will be me every time, and we'll say, hey, do it at a pretty big distance. That way they're not crowding me too much. And then I'll just set these up to have some Marines. We got the Marine Assault, who's got the standard assault rifle Marine. We got the survivors who spawn with the sidekick. And let me show you the demolition, which is normally the rocket Marine, but we can give him anything he can hold. So why don't we try a sniper rifle? Little squad of 3 there. Oh no, I did not put them on my team, so now they're going to chase me.
Oh no.
Okay, that's not great. That's not great. Let's go make them my friends.
But you
But
can
you absolutely can't do
AI
that.
target a player, right? And you can do this dynamically.
Yep. Yeah, that's a really great point. You can
Write down a note for that idea for Schism Slayer, in case anyone's wondering.
Sorry guys.
You can make an experience where maybe it's 4v4, but then the player who's doing really well on the other team gets targeted by 2 hunters that drop in, and then just follow him around.
That's just me. You're having a little too much fun. We're gonna send some hunters at
You can see he just grabbed it off the rack there. Dropped the sniper. I can trade with them if I want.
They're just walking around.
I think I'll take that. That's a
I'm just
pretty.
gonna walk around with you now.
Yep, exactly.
All right, let's see.
And they're gonna keep coming back to follow me. And you'll notice that Gnosis follow objects, so it
Oh,
doesn't
Marines.
have to
I
be
missed the Marines. I heard them saying it, but I wasn't looking. Oh, cool.
doesn't have to be a player.
That is so good.
Let's go add something that we added in
So you could just drop Marines,
season 4, the generic ball.
obviously. They were saying that as I was writing my note.
And instead of following a
You know, the
random player,
Worm
we're gonna
War
make it
game
follow the
can
ball.
a Halo version work? That would be
And
really
you know
cool.
what?
Worm War. I can't remember exactly what that is. I've heard of it, but I can't remember what it is, though.
I'm not gonna try
I
to
bet it
boss.
would
He's-
work.
he's scares me.
I feel like it would work.
We can
He
spawn
does
him
what he
after that.
wants.
You know what? Let's
I'm
try
so
the
behind in
boss.
this Discord I'm in,
Wait,
too.
this one. So he's in the squad now.
Let's do it.
Yeah, look at him.
Oh, boy.
Him.
A Sentinel boss.
Fit through the door?
Yeah,
Do they
that's
have the
what
basic
I'm talking about
Sentinels?
here, so we'll find out. You can see he's got the big
Adjutant
health bars,
resolution.
That's cool. And hey guys, go fetch. So
Oh, wait, they're gonna go after the ball?
he might be a little large for this space. So that was
Oh,
Johnson,
oh.
maybe not him, but you can see
I missed the part where he set the target.
Go grab the ball and, just
Can they carry the ball?
Yeah, he might be able
Or
to
do they just go to it? I missed it.
There we go. Move him out there, he'll move around.
Gunbound, if you know that game.
One thing you can
Wait. Gunbound.
also turn on health
Wasn't that
bars
like
for
Warcraft
everybody,
3?
more of like a
Or
tower
StarCraft
defense
2? Original StarCraft or something?
Let's see what that would look like. So I'll just go to AI modifiers.
What's Gunbound?
Health bar visible, and
I forget.
let's just do it on
I don't know necessarily. I could Google it and see, and then I'll know now. Oh my gosh.
yes, you can.
Liam, I'm gonna come put you in timeout if you can't be good, buddy.
Pointer, and then say
You gotta be good.
pointer and work
Is Aurora okay? Where did it hit her?
So you can order people around. Like,
I might need to get up in the middle of the stream.
your imagination's gonna be the limit here. This works on wood,
Okay.
so I'm gonna
Jeez.
go realistic.
I don't know what I'm about to miss. It's kind of lame, but I gotta do
Logic
it.
for each object, and we're gonna do get all AI units. So this will be all AI units at the start of the match. We'll organize that here in a second.
Liam, if you don't start being good, you're
So
gonna
when
go
the
in
gameplay
timeout.
starts,
Okay? You've gotta be good, buddy. And
set
give
the
her a hug
bar
and say you're
visible for
sorry.
each unit. Uh-oh. Looks like I didn't provide a
Alright, I'm back. Oh man, what I missed? Stealth, health bar, or set health bar visible. Okay, what are they doing? Okay, oh cool, you can set the health bar visible. Okay, cool. Oh wait, was he turning off the health bar since it was visible before? Okay.
These smart bots
Is that something about the game? Well, the game doesn't matter.
Okay.
just drops out. The MP bot.
Alright. I have no idea what you just said. He said something about the game, Liam did?
Yep.
Liam, say you're sorry.
You
And
can,
give her a
you can
hug
even
while you're going in
have
timeout.
AI fight against AI.
I don't...
You can set AI on different
Watch the
Okay, y'all want to help him turn on the
do
game?
their thing.
I think that's what he wants.
Have a cup of coffee.
Okay.
Let them do their
So,
job.
let's see. What do we got?
This person versus this person.
What am I missing?
Set up like a whole coliseum.
I was gonna Google Gunbound.
Okay, we'll put it on a trigger. Sorry, everybody.
Gunbound M on Steam.
Where, like, you start adding
Oh yeah, no, I did know about this. A side-scrolling game. Yeah, I don't remember it. I never played it.
MOBA, like,
I don't know the gameplay, but it looks kind of like a Metal Slug kind of gameplay style, but like,
did you do the thing?
but not at all like Metal Slug. But yeah, I don't know the area that one very well. Characters in carts shooting at each other by shooting up, and the land breaks too, so you can get shot or fall off stage. Oh, that's a good idea then. Yeah. That is what we were talking. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I can make it to where if the ground is damaged, then eventually breaks away. So yeah, it could even be that. There we go. That's cool. Pings and he makes the health bars appear.
Stop it! No!
He's shooting the Marines, Marty.
Protect them. But and this is also my friend, and he's gonna follow the ball too. So you can see.
Him grunting and following the balls like a dog.
Effects are also the scariest thing I've ever heard. Our campaign team did a fantastic
Was
job
that
making
one of the
them.
rushers? Is that why he ran so fast?
He's the berserker.
Unfair advantage.
Man, that's hilarious.
Getting the ball.
So I'm a big fan of all the things you can do here.
Play fetch. Oh my god, he threw it up onto the balcony.
Zone, that's why he's-
Oh no, they're set to follow the ball. They're chasing.
Will they go outside the move zone?
That is inside the mid zone. This is a better map. This map has a staircase. You can see it right there. Right there. There's a staircase. There's probably another one over here, and they're gonna get up there. Is there a weapon that the ammo falls and lands on people? Yeah, the cinder shot bounces and could fall and land on people, and it sort of mortars a little bit. I don't think they have any like grenade launchers with a really extreme kind of arc, but you could theoretically, I think you can make a gun shoot grenades, but I could be wrong about that. With the scripting, I think you can switch weapons and how they work. So if you made it, I don't know if you can make a gun shoot grenades, but if you can, then they would follow their own physics. So then you could do that and make a grenade launcher, but I don't know for sure if that's possible. But I know you can swap weapons, how they function. So, yeah. But the what do you call it? The cinder shot would be the number one that would do that. Because you can make it shoot a wall and then make it bounce off and come back down and land at the feet of the players and then explode. And that would do exactly what you're saying. It doesn't arch super sharp, you know. It arches sort of long.
The collision's getting stuck on stuff. That's frustrating. I do anything
Sure
to
is,
fix that?
Connor. Oh. So one of the non-forged AI toolkit
No collision.
functions
Yes.
that we're adding to season 5 is the ability to toggle object collision on or off.
Oh.
It's the right
Yeah,
crowd
he's
to
got
say
some
that.
Yes. Oh my god.
Huge deal.
That means that if you put rocks down on the ground for like just art, you could set them to no collision, and then your player's feet will go through the rock, which looks kind of bad, but that's not. It'll make the ground smooth though.
Players from going to those spaces.
You can also set like you can make a lava-looking object, and then it will act like lava that you fell through. I have lava that was waiting on that.
Yep. And so,
Oh man,
fixture, my big one,
that's so good.
I don't know where the light fixtures are, but I spend a lot of time trying to like deal
Yes.
with collision, like when we were working on Empyrean, of like, oh, don't stand up there. You always have to spend blockers to do it. So being able to put no collision on the dynamic objects so that you can fall right through them and not have to spend blockers, that means more budget for your forge maps, as well as obviously the editor niceties. So I wanted to call that out.
Speaking of lights, we also have lighting build time improvements. So with the winter update, when Forge came out, building Argyle with 14,000 light probes took about 8 minutes. With the season 5 build, doing that same thing takes 47 seconds. So, and 8 times increase to your workflow speed. So that's massive. Kudos to the graphics team who brought that feature to us and just kind of did it and said, here you go. So, kick ass.
Yeah. Another thing I learned, we actually shipped this over the summer, but I just want to call this out. If you click the right stick in this menu, you can see over on the helper it says expand all in menu. You can actually collapse all these things, which is really nice when you want to go through lots of settings. I learned about this last week, but this is our
That is crazy.
I want to take
Because that's a gunbound. That's in gunbound. You aim up and hit them, or the land they're standing on. Exactly. So if it comes down onto it, that's the important thing. You can set wind. I don't think it affects weapons though, but if you could set wind to blow straight down, if it does affect the mortar, then you might be able to make it go down. Tanks, duh, mortar tanks. They launch arches. You'd have to make really long distances because the shooting range would still be really high. But that would definitely do it. And that would be driving in tanks like Gunbound too. Wait, what is he talking about? Face forwards on triggered by script. Initial spawn delay. Squad label. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Set def, set blind, set inactive, set magic sight. If enemies spawn units will not make any behavior decisions or be active. Not doing anything. You can do a toggle. You could do a script to toggle that. Set magic sight and that, and they can just hunt straight towards you. Oh my gosh, that's good. That's so good. True sight in D&D is what magic sight is called. Oh my god.
A phantom spawner here with that remake and some nav mesh, and I don't want to subject you guys to screen, but I did want to show you those options. With the phantom control, do they come out of the left or right side?
Sweet, that mentioned light probe speeds up. I know, right? It's so good. Wonder if they made other improvements. Yeah, it's like seconds or whatever. Seat preference, both. Active turret on. Side gunners off.
And this will take up your unit 8 slots instead if you do that. And then they've got the standard things. So
Wait, what do you say about the pilot?
AI into the space and really craft the experience.
Wait, does that mean that it'll actually fly to try and pursue, or what does the pilot do? Does the pilot make it like do more than just come down and land and leave? What did he say? Did he say what it does?
These will be available as a
Y'all tell me because I might have missed that.
5 as well, so you can just set this on. You're like, hey, this is by Slayer mode, and any AI that spawn are legendary. But I can show you here in Node Graph. You can set both the difficulty, and I want to say.
Cool.
Oh man. Global difficulty setting: easy, heroic, legendary, normal, helpfully alphabetized for you. Whoops. There we go.
So at the beginning of my campaigns that I'm making, I could theoretically spawn 3 grunts or 4 grunts, and each one of them will be a different color. And if you shoot the gold grunt, it'll set your difficulty to legendary, and if you shoot the blue grunt, it'll set it to easy. And then your map starts. Not sure, but was randomly thinking of the bumper balls in Mario Party. Well, and if that is possible, that would be fun. Oh yeah. Yes, which is kind of like Super Monkey Ball, but like a versus mode kind of thing, right? That would be cool. With repulsors, that'd be especially cool. There is like a warthog thing where people are shoving each other off the map by running into each other with warthogs, and I think that one's like the bumper balls, right? Nice. Co-op scaled difficulty, cool. So you can make it to where if there's more players, it adjusts the difficulty. Okay.
I don't know, yeah, that's, you can make AI target things. That's neat. So if you're like, hey, shoot that warthog, I know no one's in it, but put it on the list. So hopefully that'll be some great minigame stuff.
Oh, cool.
I was gonna ask if you could expand on AI allegiance kind of as well.
Oh, yeah.
We saw, yeah, they're the enemies, but they're the friends. There's also an attack all option, right? You just want,
Yes.
their AI banish people, they just want to attack everyone that's in the multiplayer match. Let them do that, you know?
Yeah, let's demo that really quick. So we've got a team that's we'll make them enemies, and we've got the Marines in here, and this is the ball chasers, right? So what I'm gonna do is this is Squad Mike, right? Squad Logic, Squad Mike, perfect. So I'm gonna go back into.
Not sure, but was randomly thinking of the bumper ball. Yeah. What if there was a map, no weapons, but traps everywhere, but you trigger them to get someone else? Oh, that would be cool. So it's all about these, like, you're about timing it, and you make a landmine go off, and you're just, like, watching it. There'd have to be a reason they need to move around, so it'd have to be, like, you know, Race has the nodes back in the day with race modes. You had to go through those, like, rings. You had to go to that node location on the map, and then you get a point. If you get points for going through these loops, but then, like, you also get points for killing enemy players, and so, like, you flip switches around the maps to, like, try and, like Wile E. Coyote them in the middle of running across the map, in the middle of parkouring around the map. You're trying to kill them. You could call it Roadrunner. Or Acme Slayer.
So we can get all the squads on
That'd be amazing.
So we'll make that everybody on team 2.
Or Acme Race.
On team 1. And then that gives us a list. So we'll go loop through that in Logic. Execute for objects. Current objects is squad. Oh, okay. We got 2 minutes, so this is going to be our last one here. Oh no. This is a great thing for you advanced scripters I want to show you in here. I can't get the squad list to go in here because it's a list of squads. So we actually added generic lists so that you can make a list of any data type and loop through it. So hopefully you advanced forgers are a fan of that. Tell you what though, let's.
I am a fan of that. I was just this will solve something I was doing in scripting 2 days ago.
So I'm gonna go to Events AI.
Or yesterday?
When a squad spawns with a label.
2 days ago. Yeah, I didn't get to stream yesterday. Right. Squad to squad.
Then put it on team 1. So we saw that spawners should be enemies, but this ring has made us brothers. And now they're on our team. So you can do that on any kind of.
That's a blue shell mechanic. The team that's losing, you have the AI on the map all switch to their team, and then you don't get points for killing them, and so they're just a distraction for the other players and can weaken them. And if it's a capture the flag thing, it could be killing their the players on the winning team. Ooh, that's good. And slow them down. Man.
We have a vlog coming out on Waypoint right after this. I'm going to actually run backstage and publish it. I'll have all of this information and more find in writing just right after this. But guys, thank you so much for joining. Everyone, thank you for
One.
We have even more awesome panels.
Are they going to do one about the objects? Great Journey Cosplay Contest, Halo, Building an Audience Community Creators, Great Journeys, a Fireside Chat with Halo Voice Legends, Dig Site Demos. Oh, that's cool.
I got to go hands-on with the demo.
Halo
It was
Mad
like
Libs Evolved, building an
1,000
audience.
Halo CC
Yeah.
last
So they're not going to show off the hundreds of objects that they said are in it. Not sure, but they did show off 70-something nodes, which might count as part of the hundreds of objects. Let's see. Not sure if this is possible. Batman versus Superman mode. One super strong guy and one grapple hook everywhere, hitting traps to hurt Superman. That's actually a really good idea. I mean, you could even just have it like, you could have one Superman versus like, you know, the Batman team. You know what I mean? You could have like a Batman, a Batgirl, a Robin. You could have multiple Robins. You could have Nightwing, and you could have them all trying to defeat Batman. That would be really dope. And like you could have a custom equipment on the map that would be kryptonite, and whenever you use it and it would like launch out, and it would like put a kryptonite bubble around the area, so you'd have to hit Superman with this kryptonite, and then whenever you do, he would get weakened, and that would be a good time to like try to attack him. And then ooh, nice, the Rocketeer. See, that's what I like to see. That was the clear reference with that armor, and I was like, a lot of people were like not getting it. I was trying to explain it to them. I was like, it's the Rocketeer from the movie, The Rocketeer. It's so good. There's even like an armor core. That leather. I'm gonna put this over, and then I'm gonna forge a bit on stream while we have that going. Oh, I gotta put that down there in the left display so that you can see it. So whenever that goes live, again, we're gonna be able to see some stuff about Dig Site crew, about MCC, because that's awesome. And then I can forge or at least show off my maps I'm working on. So this is gonna be a really complicated combination of the two maps, one of them being a spiritual successor to the other, and it's gonna be this really complex like pathway map of all these like roads and stuff, which is gonna be cool. I'm gonna try to like make them look unique by having like maybe different. I guess I don't have different color cloth. I can't really do that very easily, but I can do like paint stripes and stuff like that that go down the paths of like the decking is like looks different and stuff like that. Having all sorts of different paths like being more defined, and there's just going to be this storm raging ahead from above where the slip space portals are causing like lightning and rain to pour down constantly. So there's just one little storm cloud I created as a proof of concept, but the rest of this is going to be shipwrecks and stuff, with these being these sides, the sword-based sides, being like modern day metal, you know, ships that sort of hit the ground and then were turned into this, and then these being like old wooden ships from like a long time ago, because these basically in the modern day landed on top of what wooden structures used to be here and just crushed the ships underneath that used to be there. So it's going to be kind of cool. So basically Bermuda Triangle is feeding into this map. That's the idea. So, but I'm not going to be forging on this right now. I want to go show off some other stuff while we're talking about it, because this is a showcase, showcase for Forge, for 343, and so while we're doing that, I'm going to be showcasing my own maps. The things I'm working on. Obviously I made Waterworks. It's in the playlist right now in Squad Battle. That is my Waterworks Modern that's in there. Well, that didn't show the image. That is this one, my Waterworks Modern, that is in there, is what's in the playlist right now. And yeah, so there's that. But then the other maps that I'm working on now, that one was this one, Brig, because it's based on Prisoner. I'm naming it Brig. Ben 10 mode, group versus one. The one gets power-ups to change powers to beat everyone. That would be amazing. He's constantly giving them the same custom power-ups. Whenever they use it, they cycle through like 3 different modes or something like that, or maybe more, 10 modes obviously. But like without like a pie menu or something like that can pop up on the screen, it'd be really hard to choose which one it's going to be. So it'd have to be like random, or it'd have to be like maybe based on the area on the map they're in. Like they go to the area that's kind of lava-y and they turn into a lava monster. That kind of thing could work. But yeah, that could definitely be a thing, which actually also plays into, I mean, Halo's all about moving around on the battlefield. It's all about, you know, your location on the battlefield matters, picking up weapons on the battlefield. This is called operations in military, strategy. Strategy is thinking about your goals, and how to achieve them, how to achieve them is things like, are we going to send in people on foot? Are we going to send in vehicles? Are we going to do flanking maneuvers? Those kinds of things you do ahead of time. You call it, you plan it out with strategy. Then you actually maneuver your troops, and that's part of operations, and figuring out how to achieve those strategies with maneuvering and outfitting those troops is all operational thinking and operational maneuvers, right? That's the action and thinking of operations, and operations are the true part of military and game design. That's the core of it, and most stuff is in operations, but Halo lives entirely in there. So like in Call of Duty and strategy, is more strategic, because what they do is strategy thinking is like choosing your loadouts and building your loadouts before the match even starts, parts because you know that in the match you're going to want to have the certain equipment. So you get into the match, and now you're moving around on the battlefield, and achieving your goal is operational thinking now at that point. So your brain, what your brain is actually doing is operational now. So while Halo focuses entirely in operations, you get your equipment on the map, you go to specific power locations that are not like Call of Duty power locations. There's like maybe a good spot to snipe people from in Call of Duty, but it's not the same as the power locations in Halo. Power locations in Halo have like spawn point way that the map is important, so it's like the weight of the operation. Yes, there are power locations in Call of Duty, but the weight of the power locations is more important in Halo because of things like weapons on the map and equipment on the map and things like that. So then tactics is just how you deal with the enemy whenever you come in contact with them. Halo having more HP, more health points, longer time to kill your opponent means that they've got more time to do tactics, but the number of tactical options.
For the big ring.
Thanks for following. For the number of tactical options you actually engage with in Halo versus Call of Duty is actually very similar. It's just faster versions of it in Call of Duty. So as far as the whole match is concerned, it's like there might be less tactics, but it's marginally lower because you'll respawn and then you're doing tactics again whenever you engage. So tactics is about equal with Halo and Call of Duty. It's how you deal with your opponent when you actually encounter them. Operations in Halo is way higher, and then strategy in Halo is way lower. But then Call of Duty strategy is higher and operations is lower. So that's the reason they feel different. Your brain, you're using different parts of your brain to like engage with these games, with the gameplay. And so it feels different because your brain is flexing different muscles. Like if you flex your arm versus flexing your leg, it feels different, you know? It feels like it's in your arm versus in your leg. It feels different for Call of Duty and Halo, even though they're both first-person shooters, because of this. And that's also why like StarCraft, which is very operational based and not actually very strategy based, even though it's called a real-time strategy, RTS games are actually very operational based and tactical based, and so StarCraft actually feels like Halo more to me than Call of Duty does, because my brain is being used in Call of Duty for something very different. Funny joke, a map made up of a bunch of circles. That would be really cool. Like a whole bunch of rings, concentric rings. That would kind of feel like the Uplift Reserve in ODST was made out of a bunch of different rings with like bridges that cross between them in its like world. Here, I'll pull up a picture of it. Uplift Reserve level ODST. Let's see if that, and that would kind of give you an idea of what that would look like in Halo. If I can get like, oh, here we go. Here's an overhead map. Perfect. It's exactly what I was looking for. It's like these, well, they're kind of hexagons in a way, but they're like these rings, and like if you, they have like where's the Covenant drop zone? It's right here. This little ring right here is that Covenant drop zone where like the vehicle, the cruiser's above it, and that's the grav lift spot. And that one is literally a big ring in the battlefield. But like you can see, this is kind of like a little, it's a kind of an octagon almost here, but it's kind of like a sort of a circle, an arena, and they're all inside these giant circles. Kind of similar to this, but more like you're saying, more like rings and circles, and probably more like Halo ring looking things, but it's like disc worlds instead of ring worlds. That would be really cool. But yeah. Anyway, I don't remember what I was saying that for about the whole thing. The bin 10 mode. Oh yeah, I was going to say that if you made the bin 10 mode, make it to where you have to be in a certain area. That the whole reason I was talking about that about Call of Duty versus Halo was because the bin 10 mode, if you had to go to the lava zone and use the power up, and that turns you into the lava monster, then that means you have to do an operation. You have to move to that area of the map to activate that power up, and then maybe that would make you resistant to plasma weapons. And so if your enemy is deciding to use plasma weapons and you're like one of the characters that's weak to plasma, you can move to the lava area and actually get yourself resistant to plasma and then tank it all and then take them all down, and that would be really cool. So like it would be operational thinking because you have to move to a certain area of the map, and it could be like instead of like big areas of the map, you could do like little like hexes on the map, like Heroescape. Did you ever play the board game Heroescape? Here, I'll show you Heroescape. If you haven't played it, I'll show you pictures, images. Heroescape was this game. There's a great image to describe it. So you have all these different hexes on the map, right? And then you'd have these like tan ones and these green ones and these blue ones. That's water. The green ones are plains. The tan ones are sand, and the gray ones are stone. And then there's like some lava ones. Let's see. I thought that had lava ones because of these lava creatures on it, but these like fire creatures, but I don't see the lava. Oh, here we go. Here's some lava, and it's like lava rock, and then there's also lava like water, like the water ones, but made of lava. And there's snow hexes, and basically you could make the map out of these hexes, and then then it wouldn't be about like moving to that's so far away to that corner of the map that's lava. There'd be like 3 different areas you could turn into the lava monster, and then there'd be like you know what I mean, like all mixed into the map, and maybe one hex in this one area that if you stand on that hex, you'll turn into the lava monster. So it'd be operational, but it would also give you the freedom to transform at will how you want to. You'd be like running and like jump and then like transform into the one you want because you're above that hex and in that area monitor, and then you would land on the other hex and start killing them. You know, it'd be great. Think of a bunch of hallways and lines across in circles, so you would either be next to or in front of or behind them. Yeah, so if you built the map out of circles, you could then fill it with hexes, because hexes fill circles perfectly. Because hexes are basically the shape that happens whenever you fill. If you do a bunch of bubbles that are all the same size, they'll actually assume hexagonal, like 3-dimensional, so not hexes anymore, I forget what that's called. That would be the not 5-sided die. I mean the what is it? It's not the 10-sided die, and it's not the 12-sided die because that's pentagons. Yeah, and then the 20-sided die is triangles. I can't remember the word for the 3D hex. Anyway, if you make a 3D hex, that is literally what bubbles become. And if you cut them across flat, it becomes a bunch of flat hexagon shapes. But yeah, you could do that. You could combine the circles with these hexes on the map, or circles. You can make them rings. You don't have to make them hexes. You could even make them be like odd shapes, like just rocks and stuff. In fact, now that I think about it, let me go to my Forge Plans folder. There we go. Forge Plans. AI generated maps. These are the images that this guy came up with. Here's actually a very similar idea I had a long time before Forge dropped. Territory lines reach out from the central tower, drawn through solid stone. This image was something someone else created with the AI program, and he just uploaded. He was like, guys, look at this. We could probably use AI art to make concepts and then make sense of these concepts to turn them into something cool. And I was like, that's a good idea. It's sort of like concept arts for individuals who are not making any money off of it. So, you know, it doesn't really matter if we're using them and making our maps off them. So it's not like controversial. Was this saying but the image wasn't the idea for the map. The image invoked the idea for the map for me, right? An image is worth 1,000 words, right? Was this some Forerunner sport or a warfare simulation? The destructive events erupting throughout would suggest a near lethal game. If so, I had the idea that the world would be these yellow lines. One team would move through the world and it would create red lines where they go. The other team would create blue lines where they go. They claim territories, and then every now and then, and then, like, they would maybe raise up and lower and stuff like that to give, if the blue base is over here, right, and they go into this area and take this area, it'll create cover that helps the blue base, right, by raising up pieces that come up out of the ground. If the red base claims these, it'll create ramps that allow them to run up and jump onto the second floor of the blue base. And then meanwhile, switches also would come up out of the ground that create fireballs that could just kill everyone. Like, you'd activate it here and everyone over here would die, you know, from a fireball. And it wouldn't necessarily give you points, but it would clear out an entire zone. So you could, like, push that direction. It could give you points, but I'm just saying it wouldn't necessarily. Maybe I'd divide the number of players over here by 2 and give this team a point for every 2 of those players. You know what I mean? And so that way, and give them a point equal to whatever I divide it by, right? And then, so basically you could get points, but not full points. And then, so effectively, like, yeah. The idea was a whole bunch of ideas. It was stuff like that. Man cannons would come up and you'd be able to launch across the map, all sorts of stuff like that. But I don't have a Forge team. I need people to do this. Like, I need people to take my ideas that I talk about on my stream and run with them, and they can give me credit to send people back to my stream. That would be great. But then, like, aside from that, I don't need any kind of kudos. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, they made the map. I just had the idea. But, like, yeah, fueling my stream would be really cool too, so that would be great. What was the other one we talked about earlier, so I can just show you? Oh yeah, we talked about this one. The floor is lava. This was my sand idea. Golden sands that flow like water gradually fill the stone steps throughout. The steps, by the way, are also not just steps with 2 P's, is like a deserty, like rocky region. Steps with, you know, STEPS is like a staircase. Anyway, thought to be part of an early defense against the flood, the sands seem artificial and somehow sentient. So the idea was that they're the gray goo concept. They will dissolve anything they touch, but the Forerunner decided that this was even more dangerous than potentially the flood to actually let loose. So they're only active in this area on this one world that they were building them on. And if they leave this area, they power down. They're being fueled by these towers and structures underground. ground with energy as a part of their experimentation. As soon as they go outside the area, they just become dust, just sand. So they just die. The microorganism nanomachine style of sand that just does that. So it's going to be like a lore-based, like, yeah, no, they had other ideas, and this is one of their backup plans. But then the UNSC discovers it. They don't know how to control it. They don't want to weaponize it and bring it out because it could cause the destruction of the entire galaxy. If it slowly spreads to every single world, it could wipe out an entire planet just by consuming everything. So they just leave it here. You see what I mean? I mean, the ring map, so it's like a horror map, not knowing where each other are. Oh, yeah. So, like, you're talking about, like, so, like, discs that are, like, different heights and stuff like that? Like, how do you mean? Think of a bunch of hallways and lines crossing in the circles, so you would either... Oh, I understand. So the rings that you're talking about, like the little, like, circle arenas, are all, like, kind of on top of each other and, like, confusing so that your motion tracker, you can't tell where they really are? That's a really good idea. Oh my god. This one I really want to do myself, but you can steal my other ideas. But yeah. just like, give me back credits so I can feed the channel, and that would be cool. I could even help you script it if anybody needs help with the scripting. Like, just, we can make it. So this is... What's this stream again? Oh, right, the MCC. Dig site, duh. Awesome. Okay.
Whenever I speak, I have to dramatically move this microphone towards me.
And then we've got Marcus Lato, who was art director for Halo and then creative director for Halo Reach.
Good to be here.
Trying to catch up on a Discord I'm in that's all about Forge, so... It's a little off screen right now. I'm going to let them talk about Dig Site for a second. I hope that doesn't bother anybody. Let's see. Actually, let me just go ahead and turn this off too.
Halo all up in support of the MCC module. So our initial launch pre-release CE. So basically the RTS era, 2/3 person era Halo content.
Gotta catch up to where I actually was. Jeez, I scrolled a lot farther down than this.
Continuing on with cut content from Halo 3, Halo Reach, and up to Halo 4.
Yeah.
So, with that said,
this is really cool. I can't wait. I'm listening to this while I'm reading. I've got ADHD. I can do both.
How did this even originate? I'm going to open this up as a conversation between you guys because I think this is really where it really all begins.
It originally started with me going into one of our internal file shares for Halo 1. The very before contacted Sean, and we started to try to figure out, hey, where are all these files that should be here? And then fortuitously,
someone was added to the Discord.
Posting on X, formerly known as Twitter.
I don't see where they were added, so I can't respond.
Showing pictures and images of old builds, and so we got in contact with him, and he sent us a bunch of old Halo builds going all the way back to 1998 that could actually run. We fixed them up so they could run on modern computers, and we're like, hey, wow, this is really cool. But they're like, there's just way too much stuff here for me and Scoops to basically do much with our day jobs. And so we got in contact with some modders.
This is so cool.
Discord through a group that's ran by 343, and saying, hey, would you guys be interested in restoring this old content? You know, the Thorn Beast, the Blind Wolf, the vehicles that got cut, Slugman. And the answer obviously was absolutely yes. And so then that formed
okay.
Big Site team. And
A few circle hallways and hallways in circle like pies, so it's like people can come from anywhere. Oh, like they're coming out of the rafters, like and the ductwork like flood. Now I got you. Yeah. Let me hit full screen over here. I don't know why it's got the windowed mode. That's a good idea. Where blog.
At what point did you sort of, when you were going through all those old discs and you decided to recreate the original CE Mark?
Yeah.
What was it that kind of led to that? Were you just kind of clearing through old stuff, or was it like there was some intention?
Okay. All right.
I was getting rid of some things, and I came across this box that had all of these little discs and hard drives.
Okay.
What was all this stuff? And I brought it down, and it was dusty. I started to
Find that.
didn't work.
I think I have it in a text document somewhere, possibly in here. I'm gonna send it to the group chat. Let me see if I've got it in here somewhere. Because if I go try to grab one, it's gonna create a new one, and all the old links go away, and I hate that about Discord. Gosh, nope, I don't see it in here, so I'm gonna have to go find it in my old YouTube videos that I've uploaded. Go to my own channels stuff. Oh man, I didn't even rename my thing. I'm so dumb about that. I'm such a bad streamer. I didn't name either of my videos that were watching this. It's like I'm just forging. And that is not what I'm doing. But yeah, and maybe make the footsteps loud so it's like a horror. Oh, I don't think there's a way to turn up the footsteps, but it would be cool. Oh my god, oh man, this is so good. What are these?
The picture of all of those little creatures on that bottom right. We didn't have any plan for them. We didn't have any design for them as far as like how they were going to function. We were really just
these are cool. These were supposed to consume the corpses, cut them up so they didn't have to despawn them. They would just cut them up and bring them off the battlefield. That's what I hear. That's what they used to say anyway. He's saying he doesn't have anything, but they've said that before.
So we needed to fill it with all kinds of stuff, and so these were things that we.
How far back do you think I gotta go? Obviously, hopefully this is gonna have the Discord. Nope, just says powered by Restream. Man, I need to update all this. Here it is, Discord. Okay, here's the link to my Discord. If anybody wants to. Okay, that'll post to YouTube. Now I gotta go over here to Kick and post it to here, and maybe make a footsteps loud. Yeah. Here we go. Footsteps so loud so it's like a horror. It'd be really cool to do that. Or like, I don't know if you can make the footsteps louder, but you could make, there's a sound object you can place, and I think you can script it. Oh man, is my stream freezing? I hope not. Or was that just for me? Probably just for me. Oh, my music just kicked in. I mean, I could turn that really low and turn that on, since they don't have any music in their presentation. Man, these are really cool. These are Mendicant Bias. And by the way, that red one, this red cloaked one, it looks just like, what are they called? Enemies from Marathon game. Jeez. It's clearly not, is it the cyber? No, the enemies, not that. I don't remember what they're called. Defilers, maybe? Let me see if there's an image somewhere. Spriters, Resourceful, Marathon Infinity, Svit. S, PHT, I forget what they're called. Svit something. Compiler, not defiler. Compilers. And if you want to go all-out horror, make it dark, but some lights. So you could put a sound effect object in the game, and you could make that animate along with enemy players. And you could make sort of like a creepy, like, mechanical sound coming out of them as they go. I think that would work. So, okay, here you go, though. This... See that? Green ball, metal shoulders... red cloak. Green ball, metal shoulders, red cloak. This is clearly the same thing from Marathon that they were bringing into Halo 3. That was going to be, it was a sentinel creature that then became the, or that I think eventually was going to become Mendicant Bias's like body, not his like AI core, like the 3-eye thing that eventually became, or maybe Unyielding, what is it called? Not Unyielding. What's the other bias? I forget what it's called, but anyway. An outhouse?
I understand it was meant to be on Sandtrap. I think I heard that. I'm really interested as to the context.
Which model are you talking about?
Left.
That's amazing. What is that red car? That's a good question. Let me jump back real quick. Oh, that one's from the world in Halo 2, I think. There were those red cars around. Let me jump back to modern. So the red cars were in Halo 2. They were around the maps, and you can just blow them up. It looks like they added them as a drivable vehicle. With the dig site crew, they must have had they must have planned a drivable version, and the dig site crew is putting them in. This looks like the Guta from Halo Reach. This must have been an early version.
The Bungie team, when we were making Halo, it really was the Wild West. There was a lot of stuff.
I feel like putting. Let me put my own Halo down over here. And put this into the corner, which will put me on top of Marcus Lito's face. So I'll move it to up here. There we go. So that should give the stream the ability to see this, which will allow me to show you also where is my... Gosh, it's all the way on another page because I have so many people I'm helping that it's filling up my front page. Overlook. There we go. I wish there were folders so I could like have a folder of just my current maps that I'm working on, and then the random stuff I've built to like make prefabs and stuff, the random maps I've created to do that, and then the stuff I'm helping other people with I could put into different folders. That'd be great.
And so it was more of a learning process for me. It's like where the headspace is from an engineer, because I was working on
Random, but the red car made me think of a mansion map. Ooh. I think I've seen someone made a mansion map back in Halo 5. I did scroll through some popular maps there, but I didn't really see a lot. Oh, this thing. This thing at one point was a creature that had 2 separate bodies, so that the gun was like placed in the middle of its like split stomach area for like recoil, and they were going to be like the snipers. I remember that from one of the making of Halo 2, I think it was. They were talking about that as something that they cut. Back on the special edition for Halo 2. Okay, in the upper right corner you'll be able to see the map I'm working on. You can see that it's a Japanese style giant like waterfall map like Tenrai. It's called Overlook. This is going to be one player base. It's going to be the gate that sort of like enters into the area, but you don't go outside the area. But like on the other side of this gate, you're here. This is one base, the gatehouse basically. And then you can come around here and up over this ridge and down over here to the front gate of the castle, which is below the rest of the castle, right? And then over here, there's like a drop that's like a kill box, you know, where you would kill enemies trying to invade your castle, but it's also kind of collapsed and decrepit, so it's kind of ruined. Over here is another ruined building that's sort of like just a structural building, like maybe the monks lived here, and that's above the front gate, so, and it's all collapsed as well. That's where all this rubble comes from. And let's see, and then down here you go through this door, you're going to flip a switch and it's going to have to hack the door. Door's going to open. You're going to come into this ancient Forerunner structure that building is built on top of in reverence to it. That's why they built their kingdom, their castle here, was because the royal people were considered holy and worthy of being here. The monks all live here also in reverence to the Forerunners underneath the ground here. So yeah, you come back through these big fancy doors, go in here, and there's a grav lift that actually launches up into this little balcony spot above this base, so you can kind of see that. And there's another door on the opposite side of the map that also goes in, has a grav lift, launches up onto a overlook of the other base, so that it's mirrored in that way. So then if you go down inside here, the reason I'm showing this off is because there is the Mendicant Bias. I've built him in Forge. This is Mendicant Bias in the Tenrai universe. Basically is the idea. This is his resting place in the Tenrai universe. And you've got his entire cloak thing going down. And you can go inside of him. You go through this teleporter, it'll teleport you to the other side, grav lift you up onto this bridge, and then you'll be inside of him because he's disassembled, sort of open for maintenance here. If you jump into this grav lift, it'll launch you through his eye, and you'll land over here on this platform. And then on this platform you can come up here, come out onto the bridge. There's going to be a spawn for a power weapon here, like rocket launcher or something like that. Or maybe it's going to be on this lip, actually, that's right. And from here you're going to be able to jump over onto here with a little, like, you know, launcher grav lift. Oh man, those tanks look so badass. And then, yeah, the waterfall, if you're in the water, it's going to slowly shove you off the land and drop you. This is this piece right here is part of this giant water wheel inside of here that's pushed by the waterfall, and it does turn already. It's already scripted to turn. I can actually go look at that now. We'll hold down the back button. Zune elevator, lol. Joke map fighting on all different Xbox consoles. Lol. Zune elevator. Oh my god, that would be hilarious. I should have been paying attention to that because that's great. So you can also launch yourself over here to this arena. I think my sound, my audio for the game is actually really loud compared to that video, so rather than having that blare in your speakers, I'm going to turn that down. Over here is where Hammer spawns, and you can use this grav lift to go right back to the middle of the bridge in the middle of the map, or you can come over here and grab Banshee, and then so if you're in the if you grab the Banshee, you're wasting your this still sounds really loud. Let me bring it down to 2. The Banshee, if you go on the Banshee, you're wasting the sword, but you can also, you know, use it as a defensive thing to keep your enemies from getting it. That's my skybox. It's pretty nice. I worked really hard on that. I had Aaron, as Wilco, helping me with that one. He like guided me through it because he's really good at the skyboxes and everything. But what I was going to show was inside here. This is above Mendicant Bias, so we're in a playable area here. Down on top of Mendicant Bias, down here. Here's the light bridges. You jump up, you end up grav lifting through the light bridge onto here. That grav lift will launch me across to the other side, or that man cannon will. But if I come over here to this grav lift, it will launch me up. Oh, I'm getting stuck. Launch me up through here. If you get stuck in a grav lift, by the way, on a Forge map, you can just duck a few times and it'll actually get you through it. It's kind of annoying, but it's a thing. I'm going to jump through this grav lift. Boom. Or this man cannon, and now I'm across from there. And this overlooks the area below, so I can hop down here and show you. Oh, there's the water wheel turning. That's what I was going to show you. Yeah, there you go. So I'm going to show you, go back up into there for a second. Is boom, and then you're in there. And let me go back across again. And boom. Okay, there we go. And then boom. Ooh, nope. Oh, I'm going to die. I'll just go in there a different route. Being search bar, being a bridge, lol, that would be amazing. Where am I? Oh, I respawned up here. I've actually got it almost done for block out to where it's playable. What are y'all yelling about?
Is this map you were telling us backstage for like...
Yeah, the cups in the dishwasher are clean. You can get something to drink if you want. Yeah. I'll come get you something if you need me to, but yeah, if you guys can get it yourself, you can. What?
A modification of Myth the Fallen Lords, which was a game that Bungie
Man.
had made prior to this, which was
I just answered that. I said yes, they're clean.
hype map based.
They are clean, yes.
And our goal here was to
She
create a world.
keeps asking me. Grav lift, that'll help.
Miles and miles of it.
Let's see.
We had aspirations of building the entire
Okay. So, Bing search. Yeah, for search bar. That would be amazing, though. Do you forge? Because you got ideas. I think that would really work. So you've got these hex lines, these glowing lights in the ground, you know. Come over here. The waterfall. I mean, the thing there. Oh, of course. This. I'm so dumb. I can't believe I didn't just do this. So this is how you get across to here from there. And I tried to launch over there and then get down that way. That was so dumb of me because I've just got this that launches you straight back. And then. So what I want to do, I actually went right past it. That's a weird glow. That's not supposed to be there. I can hide that. There's a lot of stuff. It's not arted yet. Not really. Like, look at this. This is weird. It's supposed to be resting on the stone. It's not arted at all yet. It's all block out. It's accomplishing the tasks that it needs to. But that's it. And then this comes down. Since the Warcraft movie existed in StarCraft and Minecraft, Microsoft owns Activision Blizzard, makes me think, oh, that's true. They might bring that back. I didn't especially like that movie. It didn't feel like it didn't hit any of the beats of the way that the story was built. It didn't hit the narrative of the Warcraft games, the way the narrative is told. So there's this area here that you can jump across, but only if you're using this, and you can you can make it across. You can't make the gap if you just try to jump across. So you got to like time it right. So there'll be like duels across this here, and then people every now and then. You can do it if you thrust or if you grapple shot, of course. But otherwise, you got to use this, and I do have the grapple shot. Where I can like go right through there. Giant Forerunner text written on there by the people who built the structure. And this has like this sort of like platform here. Whoops.
I must say,
that you can kind of get up onto.
Yes, slug
I've
man.
ever run into.
And
Yeah,
this was
there we go. This gets back up here, launches you back. And the idea of this map was verticality. I wanted to make a map that experimented with extreme verticality. I mean, you can see how, like, that's like battle rifle and even sniper rifle range. And all the way down there is also battle rifle, sniper rifle range. And I'm in the middle of the map vertically. So, like, from there to there is like huge distances. The distances in this and the height specifically is all crazy. In this map, it's a huge experimental map that's like very big team battle oriented. Maybe squad battle, which I'm in. Like, my Waterworks is in there, so I'm already in squad. You know, squad battle's a thing I'm in already, so I could probably convince 343 to take a look at this map if not put it in. They'll definitely take a look if I do the 343 ask, you know, tag, and that would be really cool. And then here we go, and then this is the Wasp, and I've made this where the Wasp has a tag on it, like a nav indicator on it, so people will know it's spawned, and you'll see it despawn. So the rest of the people in the whole rest of the map will notice that it despawned, and they'll be like, okay, it's coming. And then it has a couple seconds before you're actually out in the map. So it's like Batman escaping his Bat cave through the waterfall is the idea here, but for like the visual of you getting to fly through here and do this. But at the same time, the rest of the players are able to, like, they're warned. They see the nav mesh or the nav marker disappear, and they go, oh shoot, here comes the Wasp. I got to grab a, you know, something like a what do you call it? The what is it called? The Hydra. I gotta grab a Hydra. I gotta grab a rocket launcher, something like that, and I gotta try and like fight you. I'll go across this real quick. So you can grab the hammer and then immediately come in here and boom, take the middle really fast. They're gun turrets on the banks that sort of overlook the this area. Some of this is arted. I mean, you can tell, like, this bridge is really well arted. I think that's practically done. This tower is getting arted because I just felt like arting that day. Instead of, and this area is all arted and stuff like that. But, like, this stuff, like, the roof is, like, partially arted, but then there's sort of, like, block out and bad. And then this area is, like, partially arted, and then the roof is, like, rough and stuff like that. So, like, I'm still in the middle of doing a lot of stuff, and I haven't finished it. But we're still working on it. Forge more important. Yeah. So you're saying put the forge in the main screen instead of the yeah, maybe I'll put that over there. Earlier there was new stuff they were showing off, and I didn't want. Now they're showing off stuff that's technically already in the dig site. So, and you can actually play it right now. So I was kind of like, why is it? Oh, here we go. I need to pause for a second while y'all watch that. Sorry, I just realized that my son is crying in the hallway and I couldn't hear him through the headset. What's up, buddy? You want grapes? Okay.
This was kind of like the earliest incarnation of that. Oh wow, which ones? So many different variations.
And this isn't even all the Master Chiefs. So these are all the ones that were, you know, near, I guess you call them shippable state. But we also have a bunch of prototype ones too, which are.
Yeah, so those were all the Macworld ones. And I didn't feel like the Macworld one was tough enough or was capable of, like, showcasing this feel to it that, you know, a character that could take on a whole army by itself. And so I redesigned the Master Chief at least 3 or 4 times. This early one actually was based on the design for Shikai. And then I took some of this basic idea and recreated the Master Chief to the one you see on the left to make him much more like a walking tank.
Okay. So, let's see. Yes, there we go. Oh, man. Wait. Okay, this is really dope. I'm pretty sure you can actually, like, use these models. Are they going to make it to where in Combat Evolved you can pick your model? Did they say that while I was gone? Because that'd be amazing. So yeah, let's get a good view of the map then. We got the nice birds flying by and the waterfalls and structures going and stuff like that. We got the art going out in up here. These are supposed to be dead sentinels that they discovered and sort of propped up as like holy figures in their religion, these people. And here's an actual dead one. I was trying to make a rope like they do that you wrap them around stones that are like holy in Japan, and you have like scrolls and stuff like that on them. It works. It looks okay, but it's a little choppy. If I put something that like clipped into this, it'll work. But I have to clip it into each of the points where it joins, and then I think it'd work out okay. And then that might have been like the reason this one's considered holy is because maybe this one was still active for a while and died. Forge forgot about this map, to be honest. Yeah, it's the one that you helped me with the skybox. This is Aaron, by the way, everybody. This is the guy who helped me with the skybox. Who let me see. I'm gonna go like this. So skybox is clean, so you don't see the pathing blockers. That's my palette of objects that are pre-assigned with textures and stuff like that. So I had to. That's gonna be deleted by the end. But yeah, there's like a little village over there in the distance. And we got some like stones, and like that one's based on. It was supposed to be based on kind of like Mount Fuji, but then there was like a Mount. What was it like? It started with an M, Montgomery or I don't remember. It ended up looking exactly like a mountain that's in like Seattle or something like that, or California or something. That I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. But yeah. Partially helped. I don't need credit. Well, no, you helped by like you helped originally, and then we deleted that stuff, and then you helped me by teaching me how to do what you do. So the credit is you. I guess your credit is as a teacher. So you get full credit as a teacher, and that's why I'm giving you credit. So with this stuff, you gave me full. I'm giving you full credit as a teacher. And then there's like water flowing down there, and like waterfalls in a river, and everything like that. But yeah, I've actually learned, Aaron, recently that the number of effects I have on this map, that all render, like we were talking about that with the desert terrain. You know this because you were there, but we were talking about it with the desert terrain. Is that this number of effects don't render on the desert terrain? Like, look at my budget. My effects budget is ridiculous. Wait, where's the budget? What? There it is. My effects count is 548%. On Waterworks, it's 400 to 500 something percent. For some reason, these two maps can handle a bunch of effects, but the desert map can't. Arid stops rendering things at about 130%. And that's terrible. Got a little water, a well here, so that they could get some fresh water from it. Obviously, that's because if the river runs dry, because if the enemies come up here and like dam the river, like from like far, like up the mountain range or over on the cliff somewhere, then this castle could be like starved out. So to defend the castle, to help keep the people inside alive, they made sure to put a water well over here. But it has since dried long ago. Anyway. And this is like a ruined building. This is going to be a ruined like watchtower. This is going to be more like a temple kind of style building. So there's like a ruined building that's going to be also a platform for this building, which is going to be pretty cool. But yeah, just working on it. Let me look at another map. Aaron, actually, you missed a new map I've been working on that I sort of revealed / announced today.
Switched over to using 3D Studio Max for most of this content that we'll see.
I'll show it off again real quick and talk about it, since you missed that. And I don't know if new people are coming, but Brig, I was starting on this one. And I know, more maps. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna. This one's gonna be a fast one. I would love if Microsoft talks to Disney for remastering all the classic Spider-Man games. Yeah, that would be really cool. This is gonna be really fast because it went from non-existent to 80% blocked out, maybe even 90% blocked out in about an hour of forging. And that is because it is a mashup, like here it is in Blender. It's a mashup of Prisoner being split in half, and then Sword Base being split in half, and then placed together as a much larger map. And because scaling up Prisoner, not a good idea. Add more rooms, add more stuff. That way it'll be more fun. Scaling up Sword Base, again, I mean, come on. Yeah, maybe it makes it fit better with Halo Infinite's controls and movement and grapple shot and stuff like that, but how about we just mash them together? So the idea is it's going to be all pirate ships, all mangled together in a giant cove with two giant modern ships here. And the reason is because this is the other side of the Bermuda Triangle. The description of the map is going to make it clear. The Bermuda Triangle is a slip space portal from an ancient human space cruiser that was crashed crashed in under the sea on Earth. It was a stealth vehicle, so the Forerunner did not know it existed there. They tried to clean the planet of all ancient human tech whenever they de-evolved humanity and put us back here thinking it was our home world, but they missed this one because it was a stealth vehicle that was crashed, and so humans didn't even know where it went down. And so the Bermuda Triangle, teleporting ancient ships and stuff like that, pirate ships, you say? Yes, exactly. The pirate ships are all teleporting through slip space portals, being generated at random times and element, in the Bermuda Triangle. It'll just like sort of be there and it'll eat a ship. And then the survivors tried to build it into a giant like Tortuga style, from like Pirates of the Caribbean, Tortuga style wreckage city. So like it's all pieced together, and eventually it's got these giant metal buildings. And I'm actually going to make, as a fun mechanic on this, there's going to be like 3 slip space portals up here that are each going to be small, and each one of them is going to be, there's going to be one in the middle, one above, this side of the map, and one above this side of the map. And the 3 respawn points up top are going to be, the 3 slip space portals are going to have a player respawn point inside of them. And they're going to be the slip space portals that make it so whenever you go near them, they turn black. They make the screen go black. So you're going to respawn, the screen is going to be black, and you're going to fall out of it, so it's going to fade to color, and you're going to fall into the map and be able to control where you land as you fall, with a little bit of Halo's, like, kind of falling to the side and landing on like these rafters or landing on this building or that building. And so you're going to be able to pick where I'm going to put it like right in the middle of all of the mess of bridges, so you can sort of like decide where you want to land and then go, and but then most of the respawn points are just going to be regular. But that's going to be a fun little mechanic on the map. And I'm going to have this storm with these plasma clouds in the sky. I'm gonna have this storm raging above you, where the slip space portal is like letting through some of the water from the earth, but it's evaporating because it's being pushed through the vacuum of the slip space gateway, basically, and it's coming out on this side. So a lot of it's vapor, and then it condenses back into rain. So rather than oceans of water pouring through, I might make like a waterfall coming from each portal directly, but they're basically just like giant. But mostly it's just going to be like evaporated and coming down as a constant rain. And I had as a mechanic, this is why I was asking you, Aaron, on one of my streams, is if you could script these, right? The water. You can't script the water to move, unfortunately, because you can't change the object to, the physics is fixed. You can't, it's not a dynamic object, it's a static object. So I can't tell it to move. Otherwise, I was going to slowly, that was the original plan on the map, was I was going to slowly have it rise and make an instant kill box rise up out after the water gets high enough. There's going to be a danger sound and like maybe a sort of like some holograms show up above the water, that's like holograms of like danger stripes and stuff like that above the water. I was going to flash to warn you, hey, it's officially dangerous to fall into the water. Do not fall in the water, it's too deep. And then instant kill box is going to rise up out of the ground. So like once it got like deep enough that it was like a full submerging of your character, it was going to rise up a kill box, and then the kill box was going to slowly rise up with it and envelop the map until it's like only the top like 2 layers, or maybe even just the top layer, almost like the round kill box that sort of like gets smaller and smaller in Last Spartan Standing, like a battle royale. But in the end, I found out that on all of that coolness, all those cool ideas, impossible, because the water does not go up. But they just revealed today that you can now set objects to no collision as a physics, so I could make a thicker water, and I could theoretically make a fake water that I'm constantly sort of moving around, maybe, and sort of like do something like that, and use the energy barrier, right, that looks like water flow that we usually build, the energy data flow, and use that, and then an object at the bottom that's like an opaque object that's colored to look like water, and then I can have that effect and that water move up, and I can actually mechanically bring that into the map. And so I could have it be like this clean water at the bottom, and then I could have the water slowly get muddier and muddier, like the mud. I could have the mud underneath this at first, the mud water level. And while it's low and you can move through it and it's safe, it'll be this clean water that splashes and stuff like that. And then I can have the other one move above this water level and slowly become like really like dangerous. And then I could have the effects of the holograms of the what do you call it? What are they called? What are they called? For some reason I can't think of the name. Let's see. The decals. The decals of like danger and like the stripes and stuff like that be at the surface of the water, sort of look like they're being projected onto it by some kind of maybe some UNSC projector lights that I'd have up here pointing down at the map. And those lights would turn on, script to be turned to sort of turn on and spawn to make it look like they're projecting the lights, and the danger would appear on all of the water, and then the holograms would move up with the water to tell you it's dangerous, don't drop in there. And I can slowly envelop the map and turn it into just these upper areas, and I could do everything I wanted to do and more. And I could even make it like a soft kill zone instead of an instant kill zone potentially, at least at the beginning, and make it to where you could still come down here and use the grav lift to launch yourself back up and like use it as a sneaky maneuver, but like be like, okay, you've got to be like right next to it, come down and go in now. If I don't, then I have not 9 seconds to get back up to the safe zone, so I got to go fast, you know what I mean? So I could actually do that, or if I drop all the way down and I land in the water and I run under the water where you can't see me and that grapple shot myself back up out of the water and then emerge from the depths, and that would be really cool too. So I am kind of leaning toward a soft kill zone and not an instant kill zone, just because, you know, I just feel like that would work better. But underneath there, it won't look like you're underwater, so that's the problem. Like, I can't make an effect that looks like water effect unless the new game, they have hundreds of new game objects added and only 70 something new nodes, so I know they weren't talking about just nodes. The script nodes don't count as the hundreds of game objects. They just didn't show off any of the hundreds of game objects that Sketch said is coming to the next season. Basically, and I asked him and he was like, yes, this is real, this is the amount of game, this is a legitimate number of game objects. I tweeted it out, it's really cool. So yeah, there's legitimately going to be hundreds of game objects being added, and among them might be the ability to make like a volume that maybe makes it feel like water down here, and that would work. Otherwise, the rain effect is going to be under the water, but I can slowly like delete the rain effects or move them up. Actually, I can make them move up as I move the water up so that it doesn't rain under the water. I can actually script it to do that very easily because the objects, I can set them all to like let's say label, and I go to like water, whiskey, you know, whiskey for water, because W for water, and now all the water I can script to all rise at the same rate, so the rain will rise up with it and it won't be raining through the water. So that would work to make it look like the droplets are ending at the water. But the point is that, yeah, this is all going to be possible with the next season. So this map is going to be a next season map for sure, but hopefully I can get it arted and built out. And what I did was, by the way, to give credit again, like I did whenever I pulled it up earlier, this map was made by someone else. I need to go figure out what his name is and give him actual credit. He made this version of Prisoner, and I split it in half and made it into two. I made it into prefabs, split those prefabs, the map in half, and that's how I did that. This one is made by Unique and Mr. Greencastle, and it is sword based. I split it in half. He did this intentionally to be used for blockouts. This guy did not necessarily, so I'm gonna have to contact him and give him credit. But that's just a blockout anyway. This is all gonna look like pirate ships whenever I'm done. None of these blocks are gonna remain by the time I'm done with this. I'm gonna be replacing all of this. So. Yes, you're like, boo for stealing someone else's map and cutting it up. I know, it's terrible. This wall is going to be broken to make a ramp that matches the Halo Reach recreation of this map. It's going to go up here, go through this wall, and it's going to go to this little platform here, which is going to be, it's going to have a bridge across to that side. It's also going to have a little grav lift that comes up here onto it, and it's going to be a way to oppose this team who will tend to be able to dominate this area. It's going to be a little dueling zone here that goes across. You missed my comment. I was waiting for 5 minutes for your reply. Wait, which comment? Okay, look up Uncharted 4 ship graveyard. I did miss that. I saw the face pop up. How did I not see that one? Okay, I am so far sorry. Uncharted, which one was it? 4 ship graveyard. I almost said 3, so I'm glad I re-looked that up. Oh man, Dig Site Crew is doing so well with their stuff. Ooh, yes, that is some good inspiration. Oh, the banners, they look so good. Oh my god, I gotta do a corpse in a cage. I gotta do corpses in cages. Abso-freaking-lutely. Oh my god, that's a good idea.
We actually have some Halo Reach content. That
Ooh, here's a graveyard that's like more modern day ships that I can pull from.
the Pegasus, which is
Oh man, here it is, an area of the same graveyard. Man, okay, so yeah, this is going to be a lot of good inspiration images. I hate that. For some reason, Chrome, you gotta hit escape sometimes to get back power. Man, this is so cool. Okay, that is really cool. Here's just a picture of something that came up. Okay, that is awesome. Waterworld, actually, like we were talking about earlier, would be good inspiration. Because it is, it's, what do you call it? It's gonna be, you know, they've got their that giant ruined ship that goes around. The Hulk, I forget what they call it. I think it's called the Hulk or something to that effect. Let's see, I'm gonna quit this map and just look at some other maps, and then we're gonna be done for the day, actually, because it looks like they're ending their presentation too. So we looked at Bereft, we looked at Overlook, we looked at Brig. That's gonna be named Brig, by the way, because it's Prisoner split in half, combined with Sword Base, but I'm calling it Brig because it's a bunch of pirate ships. Prisoner, Brig, it just works. Let's see, Redacted. Something changed in Redacted. I guess, what's his name? Ripshade is in there. I was looking at that. Let's see, DBZ, Hyperbolic Time Chamber. Oh, what's his name? One Last Nut. That's what his profile name was. One Last Nut was the guy who made that Prisoner map that I split apart. Division is still in production. ROAS 7 is still in production by Ripshade. My campaign map. Operations is still technically in production. Nomalos is his other one that he's in production. Vulcan I've shelved basically until we get lava, but now we can make things have no collision, so I can make lava. Let's see, spawn. Okay, I'll go look at Division. That'll be the last one I look at for now. It's just files and backend being updated. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering about that because Waterworks got moved to the front. So I guess it was because Waterworks got moved up front. And I was like, did 343, because they were putting 343, they like might be updating the current version of Waterworks to my current version of Waterworks for the multiplayer for matchmaking, where the flags are now going to be inside the bases like they were in classic, in the classic map, which was the intended purpose intended design. I built it for the fact that Big Team Battle version had 3 locations, and I didn't realize that that the squad battle was not going to do that. So that was the first location. Moved it back. Hey, Ripshade, how's it going? Have you been here the whole time? Or are you just hanging out? Or are you just lurking? I have 2 maps I haven't touched in 6 months. Go to the top of my file list yesterday. Yeah, you're right. They're probably updating them to prevent them from having game-breaking bugs. I bet every map that's like before us, older than a certain point, is getting updated file-wise. So this map is really cool. This is stuff I was playing with for part of the skybox later on. These have like a graphical bug or graphical issue where there's no thing on the bottom, but if they're far enough away outside the map, you don't see it. So it actually is a really good like barnacle-looking object. If you just flip these dotted mushrooms over, you can like scale them up and turn them into these like giant barnacles, which looks really good actually. So that's what I did there. I've got a couple other mushrooms. I was trying to see if they looked good under the sea. I honestly think this came out the best, and these are all okay. But yeah. Anyway, this one's called Division. The idea was a map that would slowly divide up 24 players into a bunch of smaller arenas, kind of like 24 player, or like 4v4 matches, a bunch of them playing right next to each other. And basically, this energy barrier up here divides the slough kill zone from the safe area of the map, because the outside here is water, inside here is atmosphere. Gonna have some energy effects and stuff like that to make this feel like water up here, where there'll look like some water currents moving through. Nope, just for like 5 minutes. Oh, cool. Well, I was just talking about the maps you were making a second ago. Just briefly mentioning them, so I thought maybe you were responding, because I was just now starting to talk about them. So this is gonna be one base. It's based off of an area in 343 Guilty Spark. One of the rooms, but I kind of added these side grav lifts that go up through some, energy barriers. Well, I'm not holding down the back button, so they're not going to actually energize. Finally, you can rotate orb on lights. Wait, what? Wait, OBB. You can rotate OBB on lights. I missed that part. Did they talk about that in the Forge thing? That's awesome. Oh, that's going to be good. I missed some stuff because I was having to get up to deal with the kids while streaming, watching the thing, and also talking with people in the chat sometimes. So I kind of missed a few things here and there, and I'm going to have to rewatch it a couple times before, like for my own sake. So I must have missed that part. Go through it again and you'll see it. I will absolutely go through it again. This area is based on an area in... So we've got... Basically what I have here is... This area is based on... This room is based on 343 Guilty Spark. This area is based on area in the Silent Cartographer where 2 hunters spawn right there. And you fight them. And there are a bunch of jackals out around it. This area, though, I've mashed in... This is longest from Halo Combat Evolved. And over here is Rat Race from Combat Evolved as far as the layout is concerned. But then I've got this energy barrier you can go outside of and move around the map. Like, you can come up this ramp and be like, yeah, I'm going to come outside, go into the danger zone, and then jump in and flank my enemy, and they won't expect it, right? And I only have 9 seconds to pick a location to go to. I can also come over here, go back down through here into the safe zone, and then attack people from this bridge that can't really get to it any other way, except for going outside, or with grapple shot or repulsor, so you can get this sort of advantage here. Rotating OBBs, Forgers can now rotate OBB volumes to better control the lighting in certain areas of their maps. This area is part of Silent Cartographer as well. You'll recognize this as one of the first areas once you go inside the building. This area is out into the danger zone. There's going to be a little energy barrier here. Let's see. Are there maps allowing for better performance management? Is that good? I don't even know what that means. I need to finish raid on Apex 7 since this AI is... So OBB, yeah, that's amazing. Lights. Here, I'll place a light to show you what's currently in the system. I'm gonna pause their thing and turn up my music back to normal because I don't think there's anything else that I really want to stream that they're talking about. I think they're about to go into some gameplay or something, or tournaments or something. I don't remember what it was. Anyway, if you go to lights and you place a light, here's a generic light object, right? And you've got this big old area it affects, right? Watch. If I wanted to affect, let's see. Here, let's just make our light range like 200 for a minute, and make it 30 so it's super bright. Let's say I don't want this light to hit that wall because it's supposed to be pointing that direction or something like that. Obviously I can switch it to spot and rotate it, but it still might be something that I don't want to... Maybe I don't want to hit the ground because it's messing up my lighting that I have down there, and I don't want to do that because I just want it projected up onto the wall. But the way that I have it positioned, I have to have it to where it's hitting the floor, right? Well, if I go enable OBB on, and I turn off scale with light range because that can sometimes get in your way, and I go to the bottom and I set it to like 30. Let's go to, yeah, we'll do 30. Then you will notice that this big box out here, okay, that's 30 is too. Oh, I was supposed to be minus 30. Minus 30. There we go. This big box is where the light will affect, right? So now, right now it's still hitting the floor. I'm just going to slowly scale it up until it stops touching the ground, and you'll see it slowly disappear. And the light will just, see, it just slowly vanishes. And now it's not hitting the sand at all. It's only hitting up here, and you can just make it, you just erase it. OBB is allowing you to erase in a certain direction, but it is a fixed box, and it goes in the cardinal directions. You know, you got at lower X bound. This is, let me see if I can get that onto the screen. That is on the left, I think? Which side? Oh, it's on the right. You see how it's slowly moving? Here, I'll just set to negative 100 to really show... yeah, 110, sure, whatever. Boom, there you go. That's on the right. And then over here is on the left. And over here is one direction. That's up top. You can see it slowly moving. And then down at the bottom, you can see it slowly moving. That is... Those are your... That box is set. It's locked to the cardinal directions. Whenever you get to... with this new update next, you're going to be able to rotate that. So that means you can angle it any direction. The problem with it right now is this corner might be hitting this curve, for example. You see what I mean? Like if I go down to where it's hitting this curve, it's hitting that curve, and I may not want it to do that. So my light is hitting that, and I don't want it to hit that. But I can't avoid that because I cannot rotate this box. Even if I place a different light over here, it still has the corner pointing that direction. But we'll be able to rotate OBB now, which means I can now make it cut off at this angle, which might serve me better for this curve and still hit all my other points the way I want it to. So like now I can clean up my lights way better than I could have before because I have a little bit more control over how it works. And that's amazing that you can rotate OBB. I know it sounded like, oh man, it's a really nerdy thing that you got to understand how to do, what's even happening before you understand why it's important. But once you understand it, you go, oh, so that's how you make the lights on the map really crisp and perfect. I understand now. There are some areas on Waterworks which will actually look nicer once I can rotate OBB. Like 3 or 4 areas that I had to deal with corners going off. So then I had to make the lights not go as far as I wanted them to, and like I had to adjust their brightness and their light range and stuff like that to make it look okay. But like if I can rotate OBB, then I can go with the sort of natural terrain. But yeah, I feel like I need classes about this, lol. Right? Go ePeter. ePeter on YouTube. He makes actual classes on how to do stuff, and if he gets more views, he'll start doing it more. So if anybody wants to learn about Forge, I'm about to read that big long one. Don't worry, Aaron. I know. I saw you were about. I could feel you were about to say that, and then just as I was about to say that I'm about to read it, you popped up with @WillForge. I know. Don't worry. I'm going to. I will say really quick though. This area is something I added on top of Rat Race. This is an area in Rat Race here, and I added that block that sort of drops down, and it's one of those areas that you have to go through a danger zone. Well, this danger zone doesn't exist yet for the area in between. To get over here, there's going to be a danger zone, then I'm going to make that a little safe zone. So you have to go through it to get into this little building here. I haven't finished placing all the danger zones. That was the last thing I was doing, actually, on this map, and I need to get back into it and really start working on it again. I did a little bit of art to try and make sense of some of these towers and stuff. I think it needs to be thicker, and it needs to have some other stuff going on, but it looks really good so far. And then this is going to be divided up like a stained glass window between these hexes. Anyway, okay. Did you ever download Halo 5? I've had Halo 5 on my Xbox for a long time, and my son actually plays it and goes into Forge all the time on there. I played campaign, but I have not played multiplayer yet. I feel like I need classes. Thank you, teacher, but I'm still lost, right? Okay, reflection volume improvements. Intensity scaler. Ability to control how bright the reflections in the volume are is active. Awesome. How volume R is active is the next thing. Is active. Ability to turn the reflection volume on and off without needing to delete it. Blend on top. Without needing to delete it, which means you could bake it without the reflection volume if you need to turn it off. Is that right? Or wait, or does that mean I can make it inactive during gameplay and then reactivate it with like a script? Because that's even cooler if I can. Let's see. Blend on top sets the reflection volume to act as a priority in that area. Yes! That means you could have 3 reflection volumes all overlapping and then have one of them in the middle that's the priority. So from any angle, it looks the most like that and it blends them all together. Yes! Yes! Waterworks is going to look like... It's going to like double in its visual lighting and reflection volume quality like overnight with this stuff. Oh man, and my other maps too. But man, okay. Well, Aaron, I hope there's not another one that you're in the middle of typing up to tell me, because I've got to get off now. And, ooh, I like this ridge. I don't think I put that in there on purpose. I like this ridge though as an added thing, so I think I'm going to add it to both sides. Because that's a cool thing for like being able to side flank. Let me see if this allows you to... No, you can't quite clamber. Good. I wasn't, don't worry. Okay, good. I wish I could jump in Halo 5 with you. That would be really cool. I think that would be a good stream sometime, but the problem is I'd have to stream it through Xbox, so I wouldn't have camera. And so I don't know how that would work. But yeah. So, with this longest, by the way, I did make some alterations so there's some doors that go outside the map. Like right here. This will let you go out into the danger zone and then find your way back into safe zones. This is an underground tunnel that links back to underneath the map, where those areas that sort of go down and you have the ability to like block line of sight in the normal one. I made the area go even lower and made it a full-blown tunnel, access tunnel that then goes around as well over here. Halo 5 in 2023, I know, right? And then this will go around to a room over here that will connect over here. That will be the equivalent of this room here on the other side, but this room actually links back into the map, whereas the other one doesn't. It's just going to be a sort of like loop around to come back up this side here, and sort of like it's going to be like this but mirrored, but with this door closed into probably base that's sort of like over there but inside of sand dunes and not going to be active, because that's going to be outside the map. But there's a lot of areas like this that are like outside the map where you got this countdown, and then right here these bubbles, that's a man cannon that you can jump into. It'll launch you up here, and then you'll be able to like continue your countdown and find a way back into the safety over here, which this area is supposed to be a little more dangerous out here, but I haven't built it yet. I haven't established that danger zone. But anyway, you can man cannon onto there. From here you can man cannon, you can grav lift straight up and attack up here as well. This area has a man cannon that way. If I can get the arrow up here that way onto there. This one has a man cannon that way, and lands over there. So like over here is a trade-off for both sides, and the idea is if you're up here, you can jump down here and get there. If you come out this door, you can run this way and then man cannon that way to flank people that maybe don't realize you're over there yet because they're still fighting someone over there. And then people over here can get up this way. And then this grav lift is mainly a way to come outside and then return back up onto your own base and get inside if you want to, or if you're sprinting across and you're about to die because of the countdown and you can't get inside because the enemy's right there, you can run this way and try grav lift and see if you can make it in this way to try and survive the whole process. But the point is, yes, I need to get going. To look at raid on Apex 7. Okay, one last map to jump into, but I really gotta go. Let's see, because my wife is even pointing out that I really gotta get going. So let's see, I'll load into it and fly around it, but I don't think you've done anything new in it, so only the new people that are watching will get to see it. Raid on Apex 7 is Roa 7 from Halo 5, by the way. So you need to get back into your forging, by the way, Ripshade. I know that you get a bunch of viewers watching you on Fortnite, like 7 to 9 or 14 or however many you got that you normally get sometimes. I forget how high it goes because I've been in them a few times seen, but excuse me, I missed a few lately. And then you switch over to Forge, and then instantly everyone, like half the people leave or more, and that really sucks to watch. I know it sucks for you, but trust me, once you get back into it, eventually the people come back. And then I was referring to looking at it on Halo 5. I've been so busy, it sucks, buddy. Yeah, no, I know, but you've been so busy, but you've been doing a good job with your Fortnite streams because you've been getting a lot of people in on those. So, and I know that your number drops as soon as you switch to Forge because all those people are only interested in Fortnite, and then so they naturally leave whenever you switch back to Forge. But yeah, it's really cool though that you've been working on this, and it looks really awesome, and I can't wait to see it finished. But this is really awesome. But yeah, no, in Halo 5, I do need to jump into it with you so we can play a few matches at some point. Maybe we could just play on, maybe while you're streaming, I could just play while you're streaming, like we did a few times in Halo Infinite, and that would be pretty cool. So yeah, we'll probably just do that or something like that. I think Pulse is better during the actual game where we scripted it. So it kind of like on a timer every now and then it goes boom and shoots that up. So I'm gonna leave that there as I sort of outro. So I do gotta get going. We got to see all the stuff that's in Forge. That's being added to Forge. I can't wait. There it is, pulsing up into the air. So cool. And that worked so well. And we're gonna get to make a campaign AI and all sorts of crazy maps and stuff like that. I can't wait. But yeah, I gotta get going. Have a good day, buddy. Yeah. I'll catch you guys later. Let me see. Wait, before anybody leaves, I guess I've said that a few times, so probably everybody has checked out. No, we had 6 people. Let me see if anybody else is streaming. Like, no one I know. So Unique is not streaming. Let me do Halo Infinite, and just find somebody who's streaming Halo Infinite and send you guys over to them. Oh, I thought that was Ubernick. Oh, he's watching Ubernick. I see. Okay, that makes sense. We'll get this guy, I guess. XCapBim. Let's see, 360. I don't know who this guy is, but I guess we will. I hope he has anything set up because there are a lot of times I do not have it set up. Host channel. Let's host him, and I'll send you guys that way. I'll catch you guys next time. Later. And actually, people on YouTube are going to still be here. So there's one person on YouTube. So I'll catch you later.